Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Spawncast episode 162. We actually had a slightly eventful week this past week, but we managed to fill up Discord pretty easily here. Got actually everyone from the Spawncast actually here, and our guest tonight is our guest tonight is Randall Thor.
Thanks for having me back on, buddy.
Thanks for joining us. I figured you'd. We had planned it out before the Xbox event. The Xbox event happened. But there's still stuff to talk about there, so we'll be going over that. It wasn't exactly what everyone was thinking it was going to be, basically. But
no, this certainly wasn't.
There's still conversation to have there, so we'll be talking about that. Let's see. Then we got Nate. Nate's here, right, Nate?
I am.
Okay, good. Nate is here. Very good. Then we got Celebrity of the Week, Trending Gamer MVG over there.
Yep. How's it going, everyone? I was on the trending page on YouTube, so thanks for having me on, and I'll send you the invoice after the show.
All right. That's the first time you hit trending?
Yeah, first time, man. No, I was really psyched about it.
That's good.
No, seriously, very humbled to be on trending. Like, I had no idea until you told me, like, later in the day. You're like, you're on trending, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, I went back to listen to the video because I watched like a third of it, and I was like, I gotta go do some stuff. I come back, and it's like, oh, number 42 or something something like that, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's pretty cool.
So good to see that. Then we have Sean, RGT85. What's up, man?
Yo, what's up?
Good to have you here. The green screen's not in effect.
Nah,
no green screen tonight
because you got to turn on both the lights. Yeah, it friggin' blinds me, and it's like, I don't feel like it tonight.
That's the problem with green. That's the biggest problem with green screen. The lights blind the hell out of you.
And we got who is that? Is that Jordan? Jordan, what happened?
Who attacked you?
Introducing an actual member of the Spawncast, Jordan Fringe.
Did you get a real job, Jordan? Is that why you said? You got a real job?
Yeah. What? Yep.
Okay.
That's I like it. Jordan looks good, man.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thanks. You feel smooth? You feel like a dolphin?
I feel like
what the fuck?
I don't know. It's been like years since I fully shaved, so it feels weird.
Then we have Miss Click. What's going on?
Hey.
Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Then we have OJ. What's going on, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. How are you, John?
Good. And then Max is still awake somehow.
Yes, I just been streaming all day. Thank you, a bunch of people in chat. I beat all of Resident Evil 5 in one 7.5 hour sitting. That was very fun. So I just finished that, and now I'm right here. So
what system was that on? PS4?
I beat it on PS4. Yeah, but a lot of people were asking the Switch version because that was like one of the most frequently asked questions. Switch version runs good too. I just wanted to do PS4. But if I fall asleep on stream today, I apologize.
Okay. Fair enough. Easy enough. All right, cool. So yeah, like I said, it was an eventful week. Let's talk about some games first. Rand, why don't you kick us off? What'd you play this week?
I've been heavily addicted to Warzone, Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Warzone. I cannot get enough of this game. I'm someone who put like 800 hours into PUBG, 100 hours in Apex Legends, and I adore Warzone.
When those gulags?
It's so exciting, even when like you die right away and you're in the gulag fighting one-on-one, but then it's heart's pumping when you get into those final circles because it's so chaotic. I'm addicted to the game, and I'm just kind of biding time, waiting until Last of Us Part 2 comes out and Ghost of Tsushima comes out and stuff. But I love Warzone. I think it's amazing.
Let me ask you this right now. With everything that's out there, are you more excited for Ghost of Tsushima or Last of Us Part 2?
I have stayed spoilers free about Last of Us 2. I don't know anything about it.
Interesting. Oh wow, good for you. I am honestly shocked.
Every time I talk about it on my podcast, I close chat, so nobody can spoil me. And then I haven't been reading my comments lately, so I am trying to remain as spoiler free as possible until the game comes out.
You're gonna do that for another month and a half?
Yes, because I don't want to be spoiled on the game. I waited too long.
You're gonna feel so good for this month and a half.
I mean, I see stuff on Twitter sometimes, images that don't really make a lot of sense. I don't really get it. There's one with like a ma'am. I'm like, I have no idea what that means or what it is. Okay, it's just like gotcha. Whatever.
Don't look at chat right now. Whatever you do.
I'm not looking at chat right now because I'm talking about it. But I'm just waiting. And Warzone is keeping me busy, and I like it a lot. So
Okay.
I've been playing.
Okay, I will tell you this, Rand. I'm more excited for Ghost of Tsushima now than The Last of Us Part 2. That's what I'll say.
All right.
Evan, I missed you going around the intros. Why don't you let us know what you've been playing? Evan's here also.
It hasn't been a lot. I beat the Streets of Rage 4 and I finished some work for OJ down there in the corner. So that's been my week.
What'd you think of Streets of Rage? Did you enjoy it?
It was good. I liked the characters. I liked the difference between all the bosses. It felt great. And it seems interesting to play with multiple people, but I mean, I only had the one playthrough a little bit with Nate. So once maybe I get more people here, we might try the local 4-player with some of my friends. We'll see.
I wish I had a friend so I can do local multiplayer.
Each person.
They're hard to find, but worth having.
Controller at max length.
All right, let's hear it from Trending Gamer MVG. What'd you play this week, man? Let's hear it.
Streets of Rage 4 and a whole bunch of retro Genesis and 32X games because I got the Polymega cartridge add-on piece this week, so I've been testing that out, playing some games. Other than that, that's about it.
Yeah, how's that Polymega rolling with the 32X stuff? It's all right.
Dude, it's legit. It's really good. Yeah, it plays 32X very well.
Man, I'm gonna have to buy that thing. I'm gonna have to get it.
I think there's a book out about the 32X.
Oh, I heard about this.
Yeah.
There's a book, isn't there?
Yeah, it's not too shabby out here.
Yeah. All right. You're gonna. I guess you can't go anywhere like too many games or anything this year, but next year you'll be on the road. You'll be making the rounds selling the thing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Nice. Too many games got moved to September actually. So
Yeah, we'll see about that.
yeah, but you actually have like a monetary reason to go to sell a book.
Well, yeah, for sure, but being around all because you get sick when you go to a convention anyway.
Yeah, they call it con crud.
Yeah, I have never gone to a convention and then came home and like not been sick. So it's kind of like, do you even want to risk it? Like, I'm sure it would be fine, but you know how other people are. So
I'll be there. At least for Saturday. I'll at least drive for Saturday. Got to look for GameCube games. Let's go over to, all right, Nate. Let's hear it.
Was there nothing weird this week? Just
what, really?
Quality.
I'm kind of disappointed.
eShop.
Hang on, let's hear what he calls quality.
Yeah. I was gonna say, hold on a minute. All right, let's hear the quality.
Got some Super Mega Baseball 3. I think that's the name of it. It's a good game. I killed the pitcher. I can post footage next week. I made sure to leave the footage where I killed the pitcher.
How did you do that? With the
I hit a
bat?
line drive and hit them right in the face, and they were taken out of the game immediately after.
like on a stretcher?
No, they just never got up, and then they said they just switched pitchers in the game, so I assumed the person died.
Oh,
oh my god!
Okay,
it's like Blitz
it's
the league.
Yeah,
we used to kill people. Man.
Oh, that was a great series. I missed that series.
Yeah, I kept this footage because of that one reason. I was like, I'm not playing too well right now. I killed the pitcher, I think, in the bottom of the first inning. I said, well, I have to keep it now. Then I started hitting home runs in the second, so it worked out well for my team.
Very nice.
And the other game was, can't believe it hasn't been mentioned yet by anybody, is the wonderful 101.
Well, hold on. Did you play it on the?
It's because I don't care.
What'd you play it on? You don't say Wii U. You can't say Wii U. Oh, you did get on the. Okay, wait, hold on. How'd you get on the Switch?
I got a review copy.
Wait, hold on. You got a review. Hold on a minute. Hold on.
Oh.
I backed this game and paid them actual money.
Okay.
And they sent me a PC code.
I don't get the code from Dangan. It comes from Platinum.
Wait, hold on. You got the inside of Platinum?
Of course.
That's ridiculous, by the way.
It's discrimination.
No, that people who funded the game because the game needed funding don't get it before a reviewer. Like, I feel like it should be at the same time, at the very least.
Well,
sucks to suck.
I got it on PC.
I think they actually said that, like, if you backed a physical, you'd actually get it maybe later than
I get it in. Yeah, I'm gonna get it in. Like, I'm gonna get at the end of June apparently, physical copy. But they did send me I know they sent me a Steam code. Yeah, Sean's gonna buy it and be like, "Hey, check this out." And be like,
I'm not buying that game.
Oh man,
I got the Steam code too. I didn't mention it, but I played it for a little bit. It's a great game, but I'm not really feeling it right now to play. That
I got
game
some problems. I got some problems with this PC port. Okay, I got some
Controls sound
problems
like they're
here.
kicking your ass, man.
The controls are terrible.
The controls are
I was
rough.
gonna say it. They're
rough
bad.
Like on keyboard and mouse, or like with a different controller?
Oh, I don't even want to imagine what it's like. I might as well break out 3 keyboards here, okay? Because it's
Oh,
like,
God.
I could let you borrow my Wacom tablet.
Are we talking about like Nier Automata port bed?
Like the
Like the PC?
Well, first of all, okay, so they lock the frame rate to 60. And the game is clearly able to do more than that. And I got a 144 hertz monitor G-Sync here, and I'm like, all right, I'll use the whole thing. And it's just locked at 60 from what I could tell. You can't go past that. But the game has HDR apparently built in for PC. I don't know. It's weird. It's like they have HDR built in, but they don't have the frame cap, unless that maybe 60 is somehow locked to the game logic or something. I don't know. But I plugged in I can't even believe, MEG, when you told me that backspace was back in the game.
Yeah, so like I tried to change the settings because it's opened up in a small window, so I wanted to do like 4K.
That's the other thing. It starts you with just a window. It's like you just start with a little windowed mode, 640 by 480 or whatever.
It's not a great port to the PC.
It's not. So far, it's not good.
It's not really a PC game. It's a console game, and I think on the Switch, like on the Lite with a handheld,
I thought about that with the touchscreen and everything.
It would be a good experience, and maybe Nate can talk to us about that a little. But on the PC, it's average.
My problem is they have buttons like with multiple functions depending on if you tap or hold it or any of this stuff in the middle of combat.
Amazing.
And like, all right, so you have OJ, you played it on the Wii U because this is the first time I played this game. I didn't play it on the Wii U at all.
Played the hell out of it on the Wii U.
Yeah, I played a little on Wii U.
You switch between like your different character powers, right? Like a sword or a fist or something like that, right? In the game. Would you draw those? I think I asked you, Nate. Would you draw those like on the tablet?
Yeah, you drew. Yeah. Well, sorry, you asked Nate.
Or you could use a Pro Controller and do it with the analog stick.
Yeah, that's terrible. The analog stick's terrible to do it with. You gotta like draw a circle, but it has to be like just right. Things have to connect, and then you press the button to switch. Why don't they just have a wheel that's just like a hotkey wheel?
Why don't you work at Platinum and let them know?
The question for me is design.
It was one of those things where they wanted to try and it was during that era where they were trying to find good ways to use the tablet. And I'll be honest, when it came out, I played it shortly after it came out. It made sense at release. Like it was like, okay, yeah, I'm drawing my magic basically. It wasn't that weird back in the day, but now playing it on like a PC, I can imagine it'd be a little bit weirder.
Exactly. Yeah, I booted up the PC version. You guys already know I don't really like playing PC on too much anyway. And this was just even. I was just like, after like the first, I immediately almost turned it off. I was like, I'm good. I'll just wait till the Switch version comes out or something like that. So yeah, definitely there's some weird design quirks with the game. I mean, I still love it. I think it's still going to be a great experience.
I think it looks cool. Like it's fun. Yeah, like the music's fun. The idea of it, the scope. I mean, it's,
the more you keep playing, there's some actual different gameplay styles. So there's some cool stuff that kind of comes in. So and like. Okay. The ending is crazy cool, so.
Okay. I mean, I'm going to beat it. I'm going to play through it on PC, but I'm just like, I realize after you get through it, they keep telling you things and then they just stop telling you anything. And like, I guess you figure stuff out on your own. I don't know, because they just stopped telling me anything.
The game has crazy, it has crazy depth. Like the more you actually like upgrade and get different things, like you'll start seeing that you can do some like really like dope stuff, like with all the different unite morphs and things like that.
I was trying to figure out how to zoom the camera in and out on this, and so you have like the radar map, and then you press right bumper to like then switch to like all the characters that you have in front of you. Then left bumper jumps back to the radar map, basically a little mini map. So they have two things. In order to zoom in or out, you have to press and hold either one of those buttons that then switch between your radar map for like 2 seconds to zoom in or out. Like. The controls aren't good on the PC version. It's just a lot of clunkiness, and all the stuff that goes on in the game right in front of you. It is just a madhouse in front of you while you're trying to work this all. I don't know. I think it would have worked with that touchscreen a bit better. So maybe the Switch version is the one to get, but I'll find out at the end of June after retail.
I played it I actually played it through with the Wii U gamepad, and then I played on my second playthrough. I used just the controller just to try, and Man, it was so long ago. I barely remember how. Like, I just remember the touchpad being like, it was kind of annoying, just because like the Wii U gamepad's pretty big, you know, and like having to. But it made sense at the time, and I was like, oh yeah, this is cool. I guess something different. But I don't know. I think if I played it again like that, I might be like, oh, I'm not sure if I want to do this. But I played it through twice. I don't remember like having a lot of like issues with it. It just seemed like I just like adapted to it. But if I played through again, I mean, I can see where there could probably be some like issues. But at the time, I was just like, yo, this is fine. This is pretty cool. So
yeah, I just need them to remove that 60 frames cap too. That's the other thing. But yeah, otherwise it's at least interesting for me to keep playing through it, and we'll see. Maybe I'll get used to the controls, or I don't know, the game itself. Who knows? You played it on the Switch, Nate. Does it play better?
It plays pretty much the same as it did on the Wii U.
That's good. I mean, that's what I'm looking for, because I like the Wii U version, so that's really all I'm looking for with this board. Like the PC version is just, it's not great. So if it's on par with the Wii U version, yeah, I'm happy.
Okay, 1080 60, I guess, on that, Nate. Docked 720 60 handheld.
Yeah.
Okay, that works. It works. Yeah, I'll have to wait for that to come out then. Whenever I get it, I think anyone who backed it digitally just got a code for the Switch version anyway already.
Yeah, the Steam version. Oh, actually, no. The people actually got the Switch version of the game if you backed it, right? Like digitally, if you wanted it. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Digitally, it's just if you get the retail one, you got a Steam one as an sorry, it's coming.
Yeah,
that's lame-o.
Yep. And Sean, I also completed my first season on Here Comes the Pain on the PS3.
Very nice.
PS3. Yes, I finished as Intercontinental Champion. I put it on very hard though. That's how I played through the season. So it's harder because if you put it on like medium, you just destroy everyone.
But that's fun.
I want to slam people around. That's why I'm here.
I guess. I don't know. I like doing that because then it ends up turning into this big reversal battle where you just reverse, and then finally somebody hits somebody with something.
Yeah, that's true.
But it was all right. I punched Vince McMahon at the end, so
that's always satisfying.
It worked out. Yes.
The true ending.
What'd you play, Sean? What'd you play this week?
I really didn't play all that much. I got one of those Neo Geo minis from Amazon because they were like $30, and I mean, it's okay. Like for $30, like I don't hate it, but I think if I would have spent more on it, I wouldn't. Like, I don't know. It's awkward to hold, and like I didn't get a controller or anything because when you connect it to the TV, supposedly it looks like ass, and there's like Vaseline screen and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's definitely a very novelty thing. I did find a game that I had never played before, 3-Count Bout, I believe it's called, which is like a pseudo wrestling fighting game, kind of like Saturday Night Slam Masters. But I actually really like that game. I wish I probably will try to find. I actually think it's available on the Switch via the Hamster Games as well. I think 8-Bit Eric told me that. But so I messed around with that thing. That's a fun game. And then I've been playing Bulletstorm because I haven't played it. When I originally played it on the 360, I actually played it over at a buddy's place, and like he would mostly play it and I would play it a little bit. So I never really got super into it, but it was on sale on the Switch for $15, and I've been playing that as Duke Nukem and really enjoy that game. It's really good.
Okay, very nice, very nice. What about OJ?
Yeah, I played a little bit of the Wonderful 101 PC, but like I said, didn't really play too much of it. Outside of that, Streets of Rage 4, played a little bit more of that. Trials of Mana, almost done with that game. I'm kind of lagging.
Yeah, I'm right at the end too. I'm like right at the end as well.
Yeah, almost done with that. So I played it. It's good. I like it. All the class change stuff. It's getting really fun. You know, like once you get all that, it's a ton of fun.
Yeah, my problem is like right at the end, it feels like a bit of a chore at the end for what I'm doing, because it's like go back and do all this, and I'm like, okay. I do like 2 a night or something, and I turn it off, and then I come back the next night, do another 2, and then
it almost feels like a Bravely Default. I don't know how many people play through that game, but there's like a certain part in that game where it's like, all right, do this again, all right, do this again, all right, do this again, where and you're just like, okay, screw this game, but you just gotta finish it. You just gotta finish it all. So I guess I'm a little bit used to it. And Bravely Default's way worse than Trials of Mana, so I'm doing it. But what else? Just normal stuff like Mario Kart and Splatoon. And speaking of Splatoon, so Click, I heard a little clip that you released just a bit ago. What was all this saying? We're scared?
Man,
what was all this about? I saw a little clip. So you talking all of that. See, that's why I don't invite you onto the podcast. Because you sit here talking up. Nobody's scared of you and your little click crew or whatever you call yourselves, all right?
You have one of your little minions coming here and be like, how come you never took up OJ on his offer to 1v1 him in Splatoon? And I was like, yo, I'm totally down. I'm playing Splatoon all the time. All OJ gotta do over here is walk over, be like, yo, I'm on, let's go. And you know what?
I'm asleep.
What are you doing? I was like, I don't know, dude. He's kind of sus. He literally doesn't come over and be like, all right, I'm ready for that 1v1 because he knows he's gonna get some cheeks clapped. You know.
Wow.
Cheeks clapped. Young lady.
This is Professor Cheek. This is Professor Cheek. All right, he's going to teach you.
We are definitely going to play. I'm sorry, you were so busy playing all these other weird games. What's that stupid game you were playing a bit ago, where it's like an army game or something like that? You were playing something else.
Gears Tactics with John.
No, not Gears Tactics. Another game like where you go into it and it's
Gears Tactics good.
No, Gears Tactics. I'm the other game. Tarkov. You're so busy playing stupid Tarkov when I wanted to play. Okay, you're over here Tarkoving, getting clapped in Tarkov all the time. All right, so getting clapped.
That's how it is. That's
I'm just saying. I wanted to play at that point. You were getting clapped in Tarkov nightly.
All right. It's Tarkov's fault. Got it. All right.
No, we got to play sometime though, for real.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, that was it. I'm done.
Oh man. Jordan.
Yeah.
What'd you play this week, man?
A lot of Persona 5. A lot of it.
Okay.
And that's about it.
You enjoying it?
It's really good. It's fantastic.
Okay, good.
It's great.
That's good, man. That's good. It's good to hear.
Yeah.
What about Max? You just played Resident Evil 5? What else did you play?
Actually played some stuff this week, but all of it is top secret. So I actually am going to pass this week. I played 2 games and I can't talk about either until the end of the month.
Okay. Easy enough. What about Evan?
Already went over that.
Okay, cool. I guess we got a Discord question, Evan.
Yeah, we have a couple this week. This one's kind of an odd idea pitch. We got a guy going, what do you think of this idea? Nintendo could release loads of games from Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, and 64 for Nintendo Online Virtual Console, but allow people to only choose to unlock 1 or 2 per month.
No.
That would probably make some people. I already see the videos popping up online now.
Stop that.
People got mad when you couldn't play Salmon Run whenever you want. Bro. Like, imagine that.
the hacking community will just unlock everything like day one.
Yeah, they already got the save backups. Now you're gonna give them all the other stuff, man.
That's a terrible idea.
Yeah, I had to read it. I'm sorry.
Who raised you to think that way?
Oh man, we got another Discord question, Evan.
Do you think Sonic is more known as a Smash character than his own franchise now that he's been a member of Smash for over 10 years?
No. Can we get some quality control on these?
Wait, Sonic's in Smash?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Here's what I'm going to say. I am going to say there is a certain segment of the internet that absolutely thinks that.
But now,
they have to be very, very small.
It is a Zoomer segment of hardcore Smash fans, because you got to Smash has its own
same segment
massive fan base, and they just see the Sonic games suck, and they see him. Well, he's the dude that in Smash that's annoying as hell. So that's how a lot of kids see
you're too slow. All right, bro. That's what he is. All right.
Sonic is one of the most annoying characters to fight in Smash.
I can't hear you over my wave dash, bro. Can't hear you over my supersonic speed. As I repeatedly charge off the stage and die because I'm terrible at them.
Do we have a different Discord question? I'm trying.
I'm trying too, dude. We get some weird quality here, but we do have a guy who the Series X is going to be his first Xbox, so he's wondering across all generations what games should he really be taking a look at to try to get into
Rand,
that.
Here we go.
Every single one on Game Pass.
Just download all of them. Oh man! All right, Rand. What should he? If the Series X is his first system, throughout the past generations, first Xbox system, what does he look for?
I mean, if it's your very first system, I think you got to hit up Halo Master Chief Collection.
That's a good one. Yep, absolutely.
The Halo games, that's a must. I would delve into the Gears series. They're all on there. I think Forza Horizon 4 is a fantastic racer, so that'd be pretty good. There's a bunch of third-party stuff as well. It's kind of hard to like got what would be best. Personally, I love BioShock. EA's got EA Access, so you can play the Dead Space games. Mass Effect, which I know is probably a topic tonight, is rumored to be hitting current consoles remastered. That would be a must, right?
Yep.
But as for Microsoft specifically, I don't know if a lot from this gen, because they really haven't made a lot of great games this gen. I mean, I love Quantum Break because I love Remedy, but I wouldn't necessarily like commend that to people. I would say Alan Wake.
Sunset Overdrive.
Sunset, yeah, I was gonna say Sunset Overdrive. I thought
Quantum
really
Break
good.
for the price, I think it wouldn't be. I mean, it's super dirt cheap.
I liked Quantum Break too. I
thought it was
a bit underrated.
I don't think it's amazing, but I think it's good enough for like you can get it for like $10. I think that's not bad.
Bleeding Edge.
No, not Bleeding Edge.
If you go back to the original Xbox,
Yeah, Panzer Dragoon Orta.
Panzer Dragoon, Ninja
What about the
Gaiden.
original Fable? What?
The original Fable, and what about
Fable nonsense?
Jade
What
Empire?
about the new Fable?
Whoa!
Links the Time Sweeper.
The new Fable.
Conquer Live and Reloaded.
See, now we're getting
Links
somewhere.
the Time
Wait a minute. Wait.
Grabbed by
KOTOR?
the ghoulie?
KOTOR?
KOTOR and Jade Empire. I was like, those two games, fantastic. The Warriors, based off of the movie. I don't know if you've seen
That's a good game.
Warriors fucking rules. That game is
best.
amazing.
It's the best 3D beat 'em up ever made, in my opinion.
That
It
is-
is
I beat that
phenomenal.
recently for the first time. Ever for the first time. So good.
If you've seen the movie, it even makes it even better. If you haven't seen the movie, then it's still good, but you got to watch the movie first, and then you play the game, and you're like, wow, why isn't there? There's not another Warriors movie. That's why.
I would also recommend the Ori games. I think those are absolutely amazing.
Very good. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. KOTOR is 60 frames on the Xbox now through backwards compatibility. So that's a really good one to grab.
And if he's into RPGs, you also have like Blue Dragon and also Lost Odyssey are both backwards compatible.
And
You just
nothing
need
else.
Yeah, you just need the first disc, and bam, you're good. And they're both of those games are super dirt cheap, and they look
Crackdown
amazing.
3.
Amazing.
Get that building destruction with the power of the cloud.
Has anyone been on the multiplayer for that recently?
Yes, it's dead.
I was gonna ask if it was even like still active.
I went to an empty lobby. I tried to boot it up because I realized I accidentally had it installed, so I just turned it on and I looked for a game, and I think I found like 2 dudes in Uruguay. There's nobody else.
That game fell off so fast, man.
I think it fell off before it even started, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did it really ever start?
It did. It fell, but you know what? It fell by the perfect power of the cloud, rendering its collapse in 3D.
Man, I hope that series gets a revival with Crackdown 4. It's actually good.
That's not Phil Spencer's problem. That's a Don Matrick thing.
That's how long that game was in development for.
Phil just took that on. He didn't have a choice. So
Oh no! Oh man!
I ain't mad about that one.
He signed off on it when he was at the strip club.
Whoa!
Oh my god.
He's got an office there.
That's the only place to have an office at times. Man.
True.
Let's go. You know what? While we're on the Xbox, let's talk about the Xbox Series X. Do we do gameplay event? Gameplay. Okay.
Quote unquote.
I don't want to do the air quotes. Yeah. That was what was that? It was about half an hour. They also had more after their initial showing. Where I will say this. That's a good format just to show the stuff. It was just trailer after trailer. Then Damon Baker pops in for 2 minutes, and it's just a bunch of trailers. Then he pops back in, which actually he's a pretty good pickup by Microsoft because he has a lot of experience with those presentations.
He's a very good dude too. I've talked to him several times.
He's a good pickup for Microsoft to kind of put there and work kind of in front of the audience for that. But let's see, we had Bright Memory Infinite.
The best
that
game.
Kicked off that game. You know what? They showed that, and I said, "All right, this looks like a next generation game." And then they say that one person, I guess, made it.
Yeah, one guy in China. Yep.
One person made it. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That is, out of all the games they showed, that's the game that I looked at and I said, all right, this looks like a next generation game. And they kicked it off, and then it made everything else look terrible pretty much after that.
Yeah.
They should have ended with that shit. Like that. I thought that was like, wow, okay. And then it was just like,
It was the only one that actually kind of showed gameplay in any meaningful manner.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think RGT, you have the perfect point. They should have done it at the end, and they should have introduced it. They should have been like, the Xbox Series X is bringing on all new tools for development. Even a single person can create a masterpiece, and this next game was made by just one person. Like, that would have been the way to do it.
The game is already on Steam. Interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's gonna have extra stuff to it and everything.
Right.
But, like,
I'm sure it won't be a 1-to-1.
but that actually looked like you could tell. You could look at that and say, yeah, I don't think MVG's VCR can do this. You know, you're looking at it. And, it looked like it looked like a game that was using quite a bit of Series X, I guess we'll say, features, as they keep saying. It looked really good. But then they went to Dirt 5. Dirt 5 is going to have smart delivery. They're going to have 120 frames per second mode as well, which is cool. But like, the problem is you go to a racing, like a car game, and we're to the point where car games already look really, really good. So it's so difficult to then say, look at this next gen game, and it's Dirt 5. And it's like, all right.
Oh, and it wasn't really, I mean, it was somewhat gameplay, but it was fancy camera angle. We're in replay mode gameplay. Like, show me myself in the cockpit. Show me the behind the camera, or the behind the car view that I'm going to be experiencing when I'm playing it, and then show me, environmental effects, and show me mud slinging up, individual stuff, because not to sort of derail the conversation, but I'm starting to get to the point where I almost feel like next generation gaming is going to be about the littler things, the finer details, and more detailed stuff, rather than a full-on like, oh, holy shit, this is a true next generation. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you get to a point with graphics where it's like, well, what can you really? I think
they'll benefit more from like a more detailed, like large open worlds kind of what they'll get. They'll eliminate most of those weird load time things, like we said before, where you kind of just try to shimmy through like a passage so that it halts you for like 10 seconds, or makes you walk like they did in Final Fantasy VII, where you're running and then they slow you down and you walk for a while.
I had to crouch for a second.
Yeah, those kind of things. When they start eliminating that, then it'll change a little bit. Or like in Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4, Spider-Man could only swing so fast because the city in front of you had to load like further up in front of you. Those are the kind of things that they will be able to eliminate. So there are some limits. The problem is, outside of visuals, none of us can really picture what the studios are going to do with that necessarily. I mean, like
I got to play Outriders. Outriders was interesting. That is a game that's currently being developed for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. That was the thing I did a video about it a while ago. And they said this is currently being built on dev kits, so it wasn't an actual like Xbox Series X in front of me. But the weirdest part about it was how instantaneous everything was. There could be 20 different enemies using different spell effects with all great AI, and the second they're dead, I could just fast travel all the way back to town and turn the quest. It just
Do you remember back in the day when Metal Gear Solid 2 was coming out, and they had like a bunch of, like, they put magazine interviews out and stuff all the time, but one of them, it focused less on the visuals at one point, and they talked about how like the different enemy groups will like get together, they'll talk to each other, and they'll like form like search parties and stuff.
About AI.
I thought that was the coolest thing, and that's kind of the
too.
I'm hoping that there's some like kind of like little revelation like that for this generation coming up too, something crazy like that. It actually kind of makes me sad more so now, thinking about how Kojima and like Konami are split, and Metal Gear wouldn't be with Kojima anymore, because that would have been like a cool. Who knows what he would have come up with that,
realizing that dream,
crazy stuff. But like that's something I thought about, and I was like, maybe it's going to be like something like that where they'll tell us about it, and then we're like, okay, that's kind of neat. That can affect everything. Then we had Scorn.
No, that was not Scorn. That was the latest Tool music video, and like that's all that was. There was a time when the pieces fit.
It was a wall that had a penis come out of it and piss on something.
Have you watched the Tool music video?
I think Xbox took the you only make cartoony games a little literally there when they wrote this one off.
It's cartoon.
I don't know what that game is.
Dick drip.
Okay.
Apparently it's a Kickstarter game. There's like, I think PewDiePie played it like a couple years ago. People were telling me
it's been out that
long.
Like,
at least the Kickstarter version, like I guess you can go on YouTube and see.
Oh yeah, somebody told me
of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently it's exclusive to Xbox. That's another thing supposedly that wasn't really communicated very well, but Scorn is supposedly a console exclusive.
Medium.
Ascent is a console exclusive. The Medium is a console exclusive.
Yep.
I'll have to tell you guys after the show because I can't remember what I was told on. But so yeah, apparently they didn't say this thing is all about communication. The communication around the show was pretty bad, and I don't understand why.
So Scorn is Scorn. Bright Memory is evidently a mobile game too. It's available for 99 cents.
Mobile.
Let's do it.
It's
There you
mobile
go.
and PC.
Sean's in. All right.
Let's do it.
Mobile and Steam.
And
Well,
Scorn's been around a while. Easy Allies talked about it like 2 years ago.
Then there's Chorus, which looked to be like the looked like it was kind of in
Chorus
kind of
looks
space
cool.
and they're flying. Yeah, okay.
It looked like
looked alright,
Everspace.
Yeah, it
along
had a
with,
lot of
like,
Everspace
some, like,
vibes.
adventure. Like I guess because like you can get out and like fight too, right? Is there like on foot stuff or is it just space stuff? I'm not sure.
They showed a lot of the actual flying and space stuff. They didn't really show. I didn't see any on foot stuff outside of the
on
cinematics
foot
that they were
stuff felt
showing,
like
right?
cinematics mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know. That'd be cool if you can get out on foot and fight, and then like also space stuff. That'd be cool. But it seems like it might just be more mainly space stuff. So.
Then we had Madden 21.
Nice. little 3-second clip.
Everyone
Y'all-
excited?
y'all-
Okay.
Y'all Patrick
Finally.
shorts.
I was more excited about the throwback to the early Madden games.
That was great.
That was cool.
I think there's a discussion to be had about their own version of smart delivery they're doing, and about how many publishers are not going to support that and make you buy the games twice. Because I was told that on Xbox Series X, the store is going to be set up in a way where developers can charge for upgrades. Like there'll be a Series X game that you can pay for, and then there'll be the Xbox One that you can pay for. Assuming it's probably going to be the same on PS5. I'm assuming developers told Microsoft this is what we want. EA is obviously not supporting smart delivery. They're doing the upgrade feature of buy the game by a certain point, get the upgrade for free, which then implies that at some point there will be a Madden NFL 21 Series X version and then a Madden NFL 21 Xbox One version that you could buy separately.
Mhm.
So I'm curious to see how this kind of plays out after Sony reveals everything. Is there cross-buy on their side? And what publishers support it, for the next couple years? Will Activision make you rebuy Call of Duty, or will they do the same thing that EA's doing here?
Yes.
Will
They'll make you buy it
Rockstar be
3
like, you know what?
times.
We actually upgraded Grand Theft Auto 6 or 5 for next gen, but you give us another $60 to get the upgrades. I'm very curious to see how that all plays out.
Oh man.
They're
Yeah,
going to
that's-
do something awful too. Of
that's-
like, this is the only way. We're shutting off the original servers. You have to move over.
Oh, that doesn't sound confusing at all. Not at all. That should all work out perfectly fine. They showed Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines too.
That looked good.
Well, the thing is, if you know anything about that series, it's always looked like ass. But like that was just a very weird game to showcase. I did like the whole
The BioShock
the
feel.
beginning of it. Yeah, like it felt very. It was almost like the Joker with like a family
It
around
was
the Christmas
happy,
tree.
but it was like really, really grim and dark
yes,
at the same time.
I
Yeah.
love stuff like
That was
that.
cool.
But yeah, then when you actually remembered, hey, this is a next gen game. It's like, ooh, okay.
It reminded me of We Happy. Was it We Happy Few?
Yeah, that's
Yep.
that's exactly what I was thinking too. Then they had Call of the Sea.
Oh, that was the only game that I thought just looked so boring.
The Ascent. That's
That
the kind of
actually
the
had
top
game-
down.
That had
was one of-
gameplay. That had a lot of
That was
gameplay.
one of my picks. I like that. That looked like a cool cyberpunky twin stick Diablo style
You know what was
game.
weird is that then IGN showed up with like 13 minutes of gameplay afterwards or something,
Yeah.
and I was like, "What was that? What? Why didn't they have that? What they should have done is done all these trailers. Then like the time after that, they should have been showing these long stints of gameplay with developers talking over it or something.
Yeah.
But like they just had IGN. Okay. The Ascent looks interesting. Then the Medium.
That was my game.
Yeah,
that was my pick of the
show.
game.
Yep.
Beautiful looking cigarette.
I like the idea of doing some more of these horror like psychological games next gen too. I think there could be some cool stuff that they do, especially since they eliminate things like loading times where there's like the break in the action or the suspense and stuff doing that. I think that could be neat. They could do some fun stuff.
Yeah, and I did see that article about how that is an exclusive to the Series X. So I guess the communication was just way off because I had no idea. I was just assuming that would be a
What happened to their console exclusive guy? Don't they have a person that comes in and voices that over, and you're like, oh, okay, this is serious.
Series
Wow.
X exclusive.
Yeah, what happened to that?
A couple interviews afterwards, one of the developers said that this game wasn't possible to do on previous gen.
Yeah, I saw that.
Only on that console.
Well, because he said that what it is that there's going to be a spirit world and the real world are both constantly loaded at once, basically, and just like a light switch, you'll flip back and forth. So you have to like solve puzzles by going back and forth, and that's what the trailer was trying to show. Is like go to the spirit realm and kill some monsters and get a key and come back to the physical realm.
That sounds interesting.
Instant. And I was like, oh, I'm on board.
I mean, they're a good developer. Layers of Fear. Their biggest blunder was probably the Blair Witch Project. That just
people
really
still kind of liked the Blair Witch Project. Like, there's a group that hated it, but there's still people who are like, I actually really fucking love that game. It's like,
it was definitely a hit or miss type of project there. But
what else?
Blooper Team,
Observers,
they do great things, and they have an amazing music composer for the medium. So
Also,
on all cylinders.
Also doing the Observer system redo or Redux, which I'm assuming is a next gen upgrade of original, which is a pretty cool game. I wonder though if we'll have to pay for that. Probably. I'm assuming
it's
I think it's I think it's full next gen release is how they're gonna put it.
Yeah, probably.
So it's not gonna be one of those smart delivery games.
Then they had Scarlet Nexus. The one thing I will give Microsoft some credit here is they did bring in some Japanese support into their event here, because they had 2 games, but the first one, Scarlet Nexus. It's from Bandai Namco.
I'll here we go and click.
What is it? What is it?
Click thinks that they copied Astral Chain too much.
I don't think they copy. I'm just like, dude, it legitimately gives off such Astral Chain vibes. It's insane.
Looks better.
Gave off like
Okay, we all know how Jordan feels about Astral Chain.
I thought I was looking at DLC for Code Vein,
we still
honestly.
know that Jordan still cannot explain one combo in Astral Chain to this day.
You said
he
you think
still
it looks
can't
like
do one combo to this day.
You think it looks like Code Vein, Evan?
Yeah, literally, I thought I was looking
If
at
they had a
DLC for
baby.
Code Vein. I was like, why are we watching this?
Okay.
I mean, it really looks just like another Namco. You can name this anything. It's one of our, half a dozen projects that are in this exact same genre, the exact same look, the exact same combat, and the exact same setting. And they just named it Scarlet Nexus. And even though the footage they showed had frame rate problems, and they put out a weird press release where like, this is our premier next gen game, and it's coming to other things. It's kind of like, oh,
well,
okay.
Why didn't they show? Why wasn't Tales of Arise there?
Well, here's maybe this game apparently. Sorry to cut you off. This game apparently was supposed to be something else, and it ended up like they were working on it. They were doing some things they're going to adapt the franchise that they already have, but they ended up just being something new. So,
Yeah, it was probably supposed to be God Eater 4.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like they were going to do like God Eater, or it was going to be like Tales, or it was going to be something, because the Tales developers worked on this. It's a lot of the Tales developers that worked on this, so it ended up just being something new. But did you see the description of this game, like in terms of like the Xbox features, like what they said? No. Xbox One X enhanced, yes. 4K, yes. HDR, no. Xbox Series X optimized, yes. Xbox Play Anywhere, yes. Smart Delivery, yes. There's one no in between all those yeses. what they're doing. So I just thought that was hilarious. And there's a bunch of different versions of like they put there's PS5, there's PS4, there's PC. There's so much stuff. So
then we had a Second Extinction, which I actually thought that looked pretty.
Yeah, dinosaurs.
But that one actually, that's another game that I looked at and I was like, yeah, I could see this. This could be a next gen game. I could see it. Like the visuals that they kind of had with it and the open, like kind of the environments and stuff. I was like, all right, I could see it.
Did you see gameplay, or was that just another fancy trailer that's using in-engine footage? Because it's not like we saw a hub or anything. We just saw a guy running and sliding and turning around really quick and shooting a velociraptor in the face with a shotgun.
Yeah, well, but then the velociraptor like exploded into small pieces.
Yeah.
Also, also Nate on Twitter, they said it was going to be gameplay at the event.
There was gameplay at the event. It was in the Ascent.
That one game.
Dude, I prefer the couple seconds of Assassin's Creed person.
We're about to get to that. Hold on. We're getting to that. And then you know what? I think this might be the biggest game for Microsoft at the event. And it sounds weird, but them getting to announce that Yakuza Like a Dragon is coming to the West instead of Sony is really weird.
As of now.
I'm on board with it, baby.
That is really strange. I mean, that's good for Microsoft, but like
I mean,
I didn't see that one coming.
Kind of did the same thing with Kingdom Hearts 3, though, right? Like at E3 last year, wasn't it? We got to see like more info on Kingdom Hearts 3, and then it was coming to Xbox because they were first. I don't know. I feel like they did the same thing there.
I remember Sony and Microsoft were both trying to court like Square for Kingdom Hearts, and they both showed footage at each spot and all this stuff.
Yeah, but Xbox was just like they were slotted first, and that's the only reason why they got it to show first.
Yeah, but like them announcing that it's coming west, and what's weird is the PS5 version hasn't been announced yet.
Sure.
I imagine that comes in June or whenever Sony has their event, but if we pay attention, Microsoft they've been very vocal about how they wanted to court Japanese support. So for them to have Yakuza there is big for them because it just takes another feather out of Sony's exclusive third-party hat. It's not going to like shift the overall tone in Microsoft's favor in any way. It just helps them to say, well, we have Yakuza now too. And we've seen, was it Yakuza 0 and what's the other one that's on Game Pass right now?
Kiwami.
Right. So it's good for Microsoft to really go and get these games. It helps them produce a more diverse library of Japanese support. And if Square Enix is on board with the Xbox Series X, and let's say we see the next mainline Final Fantasy game, we'll probably see Final Fantasy VII Remake appear next year after the PS4 exclusivity, expires. It's just going to look with Sony. They can say we have just as much Japanese support as them.
Yeah, if they can keep working on that.
To be honest, even like the Xbox One has a lot of the major Japanese support. What Xbox doesn't get sometimes was maybe like those second level games like the Yakuza. So it's cool to see them get that. Phantasy Star Online games like that too. But it's like, for example, like they don't get like stuff like Trials of Mana or like an Octopath or things like that, But they've been getting, like they got Dragon Ball Kakarot, they've been getting Naruto Ninja Storm. They've been getting some of the bigger stuff, but just sometimes they don't get some of the smaller or like smaller end games. So it's cool to see them kind of get this stuff too,
Yeah, it's we had some games now for the PS5. The one game I thought would have been Like a Dragon, but they just announced it for the PS4, so that was weird.
And it's out now on PS4 already. In Japan, yeah. So it's weird that they haven't just said PS5 on the box. I mean, it's obvious. Just put it there.
Yeah, it is weird. I don't get it. So, but I guess this holiday, Max, you can look forward to that. I actually kind of want to play it because it's basically a JRPG.
It is, yeah. Which funny, some portion of the fans actually dislike it. Some of the Yakuza fans in Japan don't like it because of that.
Well, that was to be expected, though. Anytime you have like a radical change from what you normally do, you're going to get some people that hate it. The only issue that I have is like, Sega with these localizations, like, bruh, like how. I gotta sit here and wait all year for it. I mean,
I follow their translators on Twitter, specifically the Yakuza translators, and they say that there's like sometimes thousands of dialogue lines that they have to translate. And they said like the thing is that like the difficult part is that it's not about each word; it's about making sure how much do I translate this joke, how much do I make this quest line fit together. So they say it's like it's solving a giant puzzle that's on fire falling out of a plane. So that's why it takes them so long.
There's a lot of dialogue in those Yakuza games.
There definitely is. it would be nice if it was like a worldwide launch.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
If they just are they gaining so much of an advantage of putting it out in Japan first and having people get spoiled, look at the footage, all this different stuff, then all this happens, and then all of a sudden, okay, almost a year later or whatever, like, oh, here's it is for everybody else when it just just gets spoiled online. I mean, it's the same. It's the same issue that I had like with Dragon Quest, right? It's
or
like
Persona. Persona had that problem.
Yeah, Persona. Same issue that I had with Persona. Like they just take quite. But I get it. I understand it. Like human resources when it comes to translating, it's not easy, and you don't want to rush it because remember what happened to Ys 8 Lacrimosa of Dana? The translation for that game was absolute jank.
They had to put an entire new patch, basically version of the game out.
Yeah, they had to. The president had to come out and then made them look stupid, like in terms of things. So I mean, like you can't rush it. So I understand it from that standpoint.
But they did close out with Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Tons of gameplay here. So much so we're not going to be able to go over all of it. Okay.
Multiple seconds.
I was honestly, when they started this up, I was sitting there waiting for them to show in the cinematic, right? I was waiting for them to swing the camera around and then
go third person, and then you're watching a fight.
In the gameplay, and I'm like, this is insane. And then it just never happened. It never came. So I don't know. They did it with Origins. I remember back.
Yep.
I think that was during Was that during E3 that they showed where they did that? They like swung in through cinematics and they showed up and the character was in front of the camera and then they started just playing and I was like, oh wow, okay, this is good. Never happened. The trailer was what, a minute long, and then that was it. And I was like, what was that?
It really kind of felt useless, you know. I feel like because last week we got the reveal, right? And it was like, wow, look, this is what's going to be. And then this week it's like, here's exactly what we just said last week, but a tiny bit more. Like, well, if you're going to bring it to that event, show us something worth it. You know, when it's E3, they'll show like, you know, like in previous years, the full gameplay reveal, which is awesome. I expected maybe a fight, like a 1 minute fight scene, like on a battlefield, like that would have been really cool. But they literally showed us the same thing we saw last week, just to be like, hey, don't forget, we announced Assassin's Creed.
Yes.
So.
And they came out and basically apologized, I guess, said, hey, we'll get it right. We've got a lot of stuff to show.
Oh, Microsoft, Greenberg even apologized.
Yeah.
And here's what we really need to be fucking talking about. How do these people who are working from home that work for Microsoft and work for ESPN and work for all these places, how do they have such ass setups? Like, it's like, all right, so I got my 144p camera going on here. I got my, like, Jesus Christ, spend $200 and get a little setup going. Like, oh my God, it drives me nuts.
Well, a webcam is not a microphone.
Well, the thing is, I swear to God, they have sound people and stuff their whole career, and all of a sudden they have to plug in a microphone, and they're like, screw it. I'll sound like I'm inside of an aquarium. I'm not going to even try.
Oh man, how'd you feel about that Assassin's Creed trailer, Rand?
You know, it's interesting when you go. I watched a lot of people's reactions, and when I was in a party talking to people, the reaction to the show, for the most part, seemed to be positive until the Assassin's Creed thing. I think most people tuned in to see Assassin's Creed gameplay. Once they dropped that steaming pile of absolute nothing, because I've watched like 10 reaction videos, everybody suddenly went to this show was garbage, right? I think it largely has to do with the marketing focus of look, next gen gameplay, which they completely dropped the ball on. As an episode of Inside Xbox, I thought this was the best one yet.
Yes,
only because it's like, hey, 13 brand new games. I mean, that's awesome. That's all I really care about. When you say like you're going to see next gen gameplay and you get a whole load of nothing from Assassin's Creed, and that was the main focus, I'm not surprised people were like, this was absolutely horrible. And when you think of like, everything doesn't, since nothing exists in a vacuum, Sony's going to be showing stuff soon, and I can't imagine Sony pulling something like that when they show off potentially Horizon Zero Dawn 2. And then, like, Sony's obviously probably looking at the feedback and is like, yeah, we're going to kill it. We got like a 5-minute demo of Horizon Zero Dawn 2 coming. It's going to blow people away. And I also got to wonder how much time with like working from home, how much are people affected putting together trailers and demos at this point? Like, no, Halo Infinite's development really took a hit. 343 had to go work from home. Sure, a lot of other studios are facing the same thing. When you're asking them to put together a 2-minute trailer or 2-minute demo, like, is that enough time given the circumstance? So, yeah, I think Ubisoft did a dirty one here, and I think Xbox really screwed themselves over by hyping this show up much as they did when it was just like a boatload of nothing. If it was just presented as, hey, tune in inside Xbox to see some Series X games, and people would have been like, hey, this is pretty good. Like there's some cool games there. Smart delivery seems, whatever. But like instead it was presented as this like a definitive first look, and it was just they failed completely on that aspect.
Right.
Well, hold on. I want to say something real quick. So, making trailers, right? I mean, obviously that is a commitment. That's a time commitment, and with the pandemic and everything, someone has to take that responsibility to get a trailer ready for this kind of event. Why wouldn't they just like literally capture a developer's build of just running through a mission or just 20 or 30 seconds of gameplay on each of these games, and then show them that, and then say, hey guys, these are the games we're currently developing on right now. They're really awesome. Check them out. This is a first sneak peek of everything that we're doing. This is all real gameplay footage from dev builds. I think that would have been a lot more powerful than just cinematic trailers that we're so numb to seeing time and time again from Microsoft. I mean, to me, this felt like the back end of an E3 presentation where they do that sizzle reel of all these game trailers that no one really cares too much about. And I feel like if they actually showed gameplay of just captures a developer's build, then I think that would have been more powerful overall.
I agree with that.
I mean, there's one key reason why that wasn't the case, and it was that the event we got right now this week was not what Microsoft was initially planning to have this week. They salvaged this event, and some of the games we saw this week were not scheduled to be shown this week. They had to move up certain things. So this was very scrambled. I don't want to use the term last minute because it's not like they threw it together on Friday and aired it the following week. But this was something that they it was a reaction to everything happening. They wanted to do something in May. They had to delay certain plans, and they said, we're still going to do something in May. And this is what we got. So to like Rand's point, had they just come out and said, we're having an Inside Xbox in May, we're going to show some Xbox Series X stuff, and then we had the exact same presentation, it would have gone over fine.
Yeah, I mean,
they came out and hyped it as, we're going to show you next gen gameplay.
All right,
that's where they doomed themselves.
That's the whole problem with it. I mean,
sounds like a Final Fantasy thing.
The presentation was all right. Like, I didn't hate it or anything like that, but you could see there was definitely some sort of disconnect between, I don't know who, but you know, when you say gameplay and then you don't really show gameplay, and then you actually have to go back and apologize and saying, hey, you know, sorry for the lack of gameplay. It's like, well, who fucked this up? Like, you literally made the tweet a couple days beforehand. Like, you had to know what was going into this presentation. I don't know. It seems like, and that's not even indicative necessarily of Microsoft. I feel like that's indicative of console generations, especially when considering, you know, third-party companies and stuff, is the term gameplay reveal seems to have lost all meaning. And like, people don't know what gameplay means anymore. And it always bites them in the ass. The internet's always like, where the fuck is the gameplay? You know, this is not gameplay, this is in-game stuff. So you know, it's a weird thing.
Especially Ubisoft, they apparently have a very loose definition of what gameplay is, because that trailer was always what they were going to do. That's what they always do with an Assassin's Creed game, is they give you those 5 seconds of gameplay meshed into like the cinematic point of view. And I mean, Ubisoft knew exactly what they were going to do. Microsoft, for some reason, just framed it in a very poor manner. They could have literally just said, Inside Xbox, May, Xbox Series X focus, and it would have been fine.
I have to interject for a second, because there was when you guys were all talking back and forth, I double checked, so we're gonna go through super chats, and I have to give a big shout out to EV445. They just said, keep up the great work, but they donated $600.
Whoa! Oh my god!
Wow!
Whoa!
So
I'm getting a cut of that for my birthday, right? Just give you a cool 50.
Thank you for your support, friend.
YouTube is.
Wait, was that on Streamlabs?
That was Streamlabs.
Yeah, YouTube's not getting that.
What the fuck?
Yeah, YouTube's not getting that. I'm putting some hearts in the chat.
Nice.
Thanks to EV445 for this. It just says, keep up the great work. Sorry.
They meant 6.00 and that decimal got fucked up.
Oh my
It
god!
was EV445, and then it was Shamsa as well, both saying keep up the great work.
Thank you guys.
Whoa!
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It is very, very generous.
Poggers in chat,
So
everyone. Poggers.
We'll give another shout out as well as we go through the super chats and everything. But were there any final thoughts on the Xbox presentation before we move on to some of the super chats and anything in Streamlabs?
The one thing that frustrated me about it, just as a final note, is that 2 of those games actually have lots of gameplay that exist, which is Nexus. The next morning, the Ascent. The next morning, Ascent, they uploaded 12 minutes of raw gameplay to the IGN channel, so clearly the game is in a playable state. They could have showed us a good minute if they wanted. And Yakuza is out. Yakuza's done. It's not in English, but they could have showed a whole fight scene or something. It's weird that some of these games have gameplay and they chose not to show it. All right.
So let's move over to when's the next? We think the next big Xbox event's in July then. Is that what a lot of, because they said first party is going to be in July.
It's going to be for sure.
Microsoft had said as much. So
and Sony and Sony's
My understanding
going.
is that it's not just first party. My understanding is that the July event also is third party.
It's yes. My understanding is July is the full on.
Their big it's
Xbox
basically
Series
their
X
E3
reveal. Like Sony's going into June as the rumor, and Sony has their one focus for June of the PS5 full on reveal, and Microsoft is going to come in July with their full on reveal with first party and third party software, which is why the event we had this week was lacking in terms of overall third party quality because they're holding it close to the chest to use in July.
This event was described to me as like overflow of July.
Yes.
That couldn't make it, and just kind of they wanted to showcase. I think it's a failure of marketing first and foremost. I know we kind of mentioned that. Yeah, July is supposed to be the big blowout. I'm pretty even keel when it comes to stuff like this, but I swear to God, if anybody from Xbox is listening, and I've said this to my friends at Xbox, if you show me a 2-minute trailer of Halo Infinite and that game's supposed to come out this year, I will fucking flip shit.
Yeah. It has to be a walkthrough of like half of a mission campaign or mission.
Yeah,
or
well,
something,
like they with Halo 5. Remember with Halo 5, they did like that 10-minute, like we're now on the surface, and they showed like a 10-minute raw, uncut,
Yeah,
that's what we need.
Just turn on God mode, whatever you got to do, just actually play through it. That's it. But yeah, you're right. I'm a little concerned myself because no gameplay from Halo Infinite, and it's out in 5 months, we're going to say.
They said that there was going to be Halo stuff at the July event or whatever.
They keep saying that Halo Infinite is coming out this holiday. They keep saying it. So, like, man, I hope it really is.
Do you think it's gonna? Do you think that was it the Summer of Games? Do you think they'll change anything with that announcement, or do you think they'll just like put that up on their site and be like, Microsoft announced this, so now we announce something?
I mean, they could. I think I could
Summer
see.
of Games is. It's just a hub.
I could see
hub.
I could see Summer Game
That's
Fest
fine.
getting like they could do more stuff for Halo. Like they could do like a multiplayer match and throw it on Summer Game Fest and be like, hey, check out the multiplayer stuff.
Yeah,
or,
but Microsoft.
you know what I mean, like
can do
as we
that
go
out of
forward.
inside Xbox, they don't need Jeff Keighley's website to do this.
But they're on the guest list.
But Jeff Keighley is the greatest world premiere in the world.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
you know what?
technically, Inside Xbox was part of the Summer Game Fest. So guess what? Jeff Keighley fucked up.
Hey, you know what they
my
could do is they could they could show Tunic at Inside Xbox at the Game Fest event.
Can I ask you guys a question? Because I'm kind of curious on this. If Microsoft goes in July and you get your Halo Infinite blowout, you just get a Fable cinematic teaser and an announcement trailer for Perfect Dark that doesn't really show gameplay. That be good enough for you, or do you just want to know the games exist and you don't necessarily need to see?
I mean, the Metroid
First of
Prime
all,
4 stuff made Nintendo fans
first of
shit the
all-
bed. So like,
First of all,
Listen, we did, but what's it to you?
I'm a little disappointed at the
Really clean
disrespect
up
for
the bed.
Tunic. That's first of all. Second of all, yeah, I'm fine with just trailers for the stuff just to let us know. Like, I mean, people would get real excited if they had like 2 minutes and it's Joanna Dark and it's like, yep, Perfect Dark's coming back and it's not going to be terrible.
Okay, just curious.
I'm happy with that. Yeah.
I do see some talk like is to be everything gameplay demos for the next show in July, which I think is
No. realistic.
to actually try to if you're Microsoft and you're like, okay, we're going to take all the feedback from what learned, I think it's would it be, I mean, I don't know anything about game development, but wouldn't it be impossible for them to, like, if you weren't planning a demo in July, to suddenly then make a demo,
It would
have it ready in 2 months?
Yeah, it'd be very difficult to make a vertical slice right now, especially working from home. Would it be possible? Yes, but the work involved.
You're about to crunch for a demo.
Yeah.
Oh man, I think if a game's coming out this year, you should probably have gameplay there. Yes, but if it's not coming out for like 2 years or something,
you know what they can do? Though? Like, you guys know those presentations like Sakurai does, where he just like sits there and just like kind of just like plays the game
with 2 controllers, one in each hand.
Yeah, I mean, it's not edited very well or anything like that, but it's just kind of like
so wholesome. I feel like if he had a Twitch stream, that's what it would be like.
And that's not like it's like they do a lot of editing with like just like him talking about stuff, but when it comes to him just actually showing like the new character or whatever, it's pretty basic. You know, it's not, and people love that crap. It's like everyone's like, oh snap, this dude sat there and talked about Terry Bogard for 40 minutes, and people are like, all right, I think I like this. This is pretty good. Like,
Dude, I could listen to Sakurai talk about Terry Bogard for like a whole day.
Dude, because he's excited about it, we get excited about it.
And you can't even technically listen to him. You have to read what he's saying.
True.
Well,
Or the
let's say-
translator, yeah.
Let's say you have all those rumored games, the Fable, the Perfect Dark, I mean, Halo.
I need to look. Let's come on. Why does Perfect Dark get this pass? They're making a new Perfect Dark game. Do you remember the last Perfect Dark game? Does anybody remember the last?
Yeah, I do. You know what the last Perfect Dark game was? It was the one that they put on the Xbox Live Arcade at 60 frames per second with online multiplayer.
That doesn't count.
No, I'm talking. That was
awesome.
No, that doesn't count. That was the original Perfect Dark. Does anyone remember the last Perfect Dark game?
Perfect Dark Zero. I have it on the shelf.
It was terrible.
Okay.
Of course
Exactly. So why do we have all this faith?
This isn't rare. This is the initiative.
This
I don't
initiative.
care.
I think it's because the lore, the idea of Perfect Dark, the story. I think people just want to see that realized with a studio that's not terrible.
The initiative has amazing developers in it. The talent level at the initiative is insane.
Yes.
Doesn't mean it's going to be, maybe they screw up. You have the dream team. Somehow they
becomes a too many cooks situation. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a possibility, but I want to see them take on Perfect Dark, and the rumors are a third person Perfect Dark. Maybe it's going to go the Metal Gear or Splinter Cell type way. That can be amazing.
Well, see, and that's the thing is that I think a lot of people are thinking this might get the like Sean. The reason people are hyped specifically is that people are thinking this may be the Fallout thing, where there was Fallout 1 and 2, and then Bethesda came in and took it over, and Fallout 3 was a masterpiece. So somebody else built all the rules and characters of Perfect Dark, and now somebody else can come in with fresh ideas and reinvent it. And I think that's why people are excited, is because the initiative doesn't suck.
People like Joanna Dark too. Imagine Joanna Dark with actual money, and good voice acting,
not
and all
trash.
Of that. Like that would be. It's cool. Yes, I see what Sean's saying. Like I see what it is, but they built remember on the N64. Remember how hyped that was, man?
That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, people just remember that. They remember the franchise. They remember what's going on with it. And if you can bring it back and it's even better, people love to see revivals, right? People have been clamoring for a Banjo-Kazooie to be great for how long now? So if you can bring it back, even though the last one was trash, people would still want that. Even though Nuts and Bolts was trash, but people still want the next Banjo and Kazooie. Yeah, Nuts and Bolts was trash.
It was pretty bad.
You're probably a Viva Pinata hater.
No, actually, Viva Pinata it's okay. But
I think Banjo would be awesome, like you're saying, because it's we haven't had one in a while. Like a Perfect Dark, that would be. But what do you close out with then? Let's take Halo Infinite out of it. Would you rather close out with Fable or Perfect Dark?
They're going to close with Fable. 100% they're going to close with Fable.
Close with Fable, because if it's like a Breath of the Wild, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, that would just blow people away.
I'd flip it. I'd close with Perfect Dark, honestly. Like Fable is... We all love Fable except Click, because she'd never played Fable. But how many people?
Wow. Okay, I'm on the train track. All right,
I don't love Fable. I'm not a Fable lover. I like it. I can appreciate it.
Just make her leave, MVG.
Hold on, no, I'm consulting chat for turnip prices. Continue.
I mean, I just think that Fable doesn't. I mean, Fable is a great game. Like Fable 2 is a really good game, but I don't know, how relevant is Fable in 2020?
It's not.
That's my question.
I think you could have
how many people are going to get really
on Fable is going to be what's going to make it relevant.
But I think you could hit really hard with Perfect Dark in the beginning, where you then reveal like it's a cinematic trailer, then you reveal there's Joanna Dark that was part of that trailer, like how they did with Resident Evil 3, where Jill or where she breaks through the door and you see it's her. You have someone with Joanna Dark doing something like that, and then boom, Perfect Dark. That would be cool to start off the presentation.
I feel like if you peel back the titles, as long as what they show us as an RPG is good, or as a first person or whatever they choose to do shooter is good, I feel like the titles are only going to be secondary at that point. Like if whatever they show us for Fable looks like an incredible RPG, I don't give a shit that it's Fable.
I think if the trailer comes in and we have this fantasy world, you see dragons, and it's almost like a Witcher 3, and then at the end you just see the title come up that says Fable. It doesn't matter that came up. Everything before that was hype. That's what got you excited. So having the title of Fable there, it doesn't matter. It's the game that they just showed you that you're like, holy shit. It could have been called Dragon Dung. What if
Molyneux walks back out there and
if Molyneux walks back out, it's a guaranteed no buy for me.
Hello guys, you missed me. I'm back now. Let's finish.
Let me tell you what's coming in this game real quick.
This conversation also applied to the rumored Silent Hill, because is Silent Hill relevant anymore?
Yes. Absolutely, Silent Hill is my blood.
I mean, I know you. I'm just saying, I love Silent Hill, but
I'm biased.
It hasn't been relevant since Silent Hill 3. So
It depends.
The room wasn't bad,
But I feel like
Hell yeah, I'll agree with that.
Shattered Memories. I like Shattered Memories.
But
I would be
respect.
hyped for a new Silent Hill as well. I'm just saying it's like Fable. Like,
But
I haven't seen a Fable or a Silent Hill in a long time.
But that's the trick. The titles. Fable comes as a more comedy type RPG. It's got like funny elements, where Silent Hill comes with specific lore about like that shift between reality and then like that kind of like dead world and the kind of all the lore behind it that would pull people into maybe that story. So like that's kind of what the titles apply. But if they don't, even if Silent Hill popped up and it just looked like garbage, like again, no one would probably care as much.
Would it be okay if Fable was more like Witcher and Horizon Zero Dawn and less like Fable?
Well, that's the thing.
What it would be.
But what is Fable? Is it just the comedy aspect with a little bit of kind of picking and choosing as you move forward?
I think Fable's anything you want it to be.
Yeah, Fable is potential. So 100%, if I can make a prediction, I 100% think they're going to reveal it, and I bet it's going to be like the original box art where there's like the mirror in the water, and I bet it's going to be like a kid walks up to a pond, and we're going to see like someone fighting dragons and like leveling up, and I bet they're going to just like have like a long, cinematic teaser, and then it'll be like Fable returns.
You think they're gonna go with that same route with Fable?
Yeah,
where, like you start as a kid, and then I don't know. I think they might cut something like that.
I think it's gonna be Skyrim, but at the same time as you could beat the shit out of other kids.
I kind of want them to just ditch that whole thing, because that was part of some of the problems.
Oh,
right?
it was so slow. Yes, they were awful sometimes.
Yeah, that was part of some of the problems, like starting out as a kid, and then like all the promises that were made. When you do something here, 10 years or 20 years later, it's gonna. I didn't none of that stuff.
Well, one person would be like, "Hey, remember when you hit with this rock? It sucked."
And you could plant an acorn and a tree would grow. You couldn't plant an acorn.
Yeah.
I'm just not expecting you to play the new Fable and have a button dedicated to farting. Is all I'm gonna say. You know, like
I don't think they walk up to a girl and fart
that's a problem
in her face, and she's like,
problem.
"Give me a
just
child."
think it's going to be Fable in name. It's just going to be like, we built an RPG, it's set in Albion, and it's just Fable in name, just like Perfect Dark. It's like we wanted to remake Perfect Dark. Scott Joanna, you're fighting what's the name? Datadyne, the corporation. Yes. Other than that, it doesn't really have anything to do with the other Perfect Darks. It's just like their own game. I guess you can make the argument, well, they should have just made new IPs at that point. Maybe putting new IP on new studios is too much of a pressure. Let them maybe work in established universes first before letting them do something else. I don't know what the best way to do that is, but kind of what I'm expecting from these games.
There's nothing wrong with adapting. So if you have a gameplay idea, then adapting a franchise to it. To me, I think when people talk about like new IP or not, like at the end of the day, it's about the gameplay. It's about the ideas that you put. Whether you slap a Perfect Dark that's been around or something new, it doesn't matter. What are you doing in your gameplay for that genre? That's the most important thing. So that's what I'm looking forward to. When it comes down to these games.
Evan, do we have a Discord question over there?
Yeah, we have a couple left.
Oh god.
Yeah. These are awesome. All right, with Naughty Dog's, I guess, abuse of the DMCA copyright system, do you think, does that reflect negatively on them from a large number of people, or do you think most people don't really care?
Most people don't care.
Most people don't care.
It affects Twitter, and Twitter is a very small portion of the world.
Well, I mean, they're also doing it on YouTube, but I get what you're saying. It's like the
Twitter crowd.
It was a company who works for Sony Computer Entertainment who went after those videos. It was something called like Muse or something. So it wasn't Naughty Dog going out of their way to do it. It was a company that represents Sony Computer Entertainment who were seeking out these claims.
Sony's been doing this for a while, by the way. Anytime something leaks that they don't want,
they did that to you.
Yeah, they did that to me 2016, and they're gonna do this. It is what it is. But no, at the end of the day, like they'll only do it to, I guess, some people. They won't do it to everyone, but they'll do it to some. So it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. People don't care.
All right, we have the Discord question, Evan.
Yeah, just kind of basic. What would you like to see for the next Smash Brothers?
What would you like to see for the next Smash Brothers?
The penis from Scorn.
Netcode improvement.
That's a good one.
To be honest, man, I don't even know what they can do with
input
Smash,
rates
like,
below 4.
That's my problem. I don't know where Ultimate to me is such a complete package. I have no idea.
Honestly, for me, the only thing that could like kind of round out the Smash to me would be which I don't think they could get everybody again from Ultimate, but have like a really cool single player. Like not World of Light, I mean like a Subspace kind of thing again, you know, or like a Step Up, because that was really fun. I mean, like the first time seeing all those characters, like get to meet and like fight together, and you get to switch between them. And it was really cool.
Do like Overwatch 2, like, all right, we already tricked you into buying only multiplayer, so here's a single player, but the multiplayer still exists from the first game.
But that's the thing though, like I don't know how they can like top Ultimate, you know what I mean? Like if they ended up like coming out and being like, oh, like can't make another one, like I would be satisfied with Ultimate. Like it would be sad, but like I don't know how they're gonna top it. And he's already like prefaced that like we'll probably never be able to like do this again, so like appreciate while we have it, you know. So it's weird, but I would love a good single player again. That was really fun in Brawl.
All they can really do, like Evan said, it was just fix the
quality
improvements.
Things.
The quality improvements, but that doesn't drastically change it to where somebody who never played the game all of a sudden is like, oh, I'm gonna get it now. So I don't know what they can do in terms of moving it forward, because it's pretty much the perfect type of game in terms of like that style. So what else? And it's the biggest crossover ever. So what else can you do?
Let's go to some of the super chats here. Barber says, "Happy birthday to Dreamcast guy."
Thank you. People are spamming that in chat, by the way. Thank you. My birthday was Thursday, but I've been celebrating it today and eating cake.
Shout outs to Barber. He's the homie.
Then we have Fish Fan saying RGT quarantine cuisine of the week.
Yo, I got like 20-something bucks worth of Taco Bell the other day. And I've just been eating that.
How are you alive?
Man, I could literally eat Taco Bell every fucking day. And
dude, a bag of raisins almost took you out. You got to be careful.
Yeah, but the raisins was because I ate too many of them. The Taco Bell just cleans you out. But yes, I did. I went
too much fiber.
I went to my grandma's house on Sunday because I hadn't seen her in a while. She made some food or whatever, and she was like, "You need any toilet paper?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think I do." So she gave me a couple rolls, so I didn't have to stop at the store.
Somebody make a yin and a yang, and one yin is, of course, the raisins. The other yang is the Taco Bell. It's like perfect balance, as all things should be.
It's like so fucking cheap. Like the beefy Fritos.
I don't know if that's a good thing, bro.
It's $1, and it's like a big ass burrito.
Free
and
diarrhea, basically.
Cheese and Fritos. Like it's just delicious. Delicious.
Sean, you remind me of the dude from what's it called? What's that movie? Breaking Bad? Badger? You remind me something like Badger, like how you talk and your mannerisms. I just had to say that. Which is Badger's dope though, so he's cool.
And hot take, I prefer Taco Bell tacos, like just the standard taco, compared to Mexican restaurants. Now, Mexican restaurants, the burritos and shit, they're much better than Taco Bell. But when you get like that standard, when you go to like an authentic Mexican restaurant and they give you the taco, it's the little taco. They put a little meat in there. It's got the 2 soft shells, and then you put whatever on it. Like it's just so bland to me. Like
you go to the wrong restaurants, man.
What?
Where can you find an authentic Mexican restaurant where you live? I'm sorry, man.
No, it's not. It's really Puerto Ricans. It's really Puerto Ricans.
Come to Texas. Let me show you how tacos work.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say that. Texas, California. You need to go to San Diego. You want authentic because they're really close to the border. That is the most authentic. Is like right there, San Diego. Getting some tacos there, man, which are delicious.
Let's go to Sokar saying the wheel of time turns and ages come and pass.
Oh yeah, that's what I like to see. Someone knows where my username is from.
Oh, there we go.
I guess nobody else here does.
What's his name? Robert Jordan?
Yeah, Robert Jordan. He was the main character from The Wheel of Time, which is about to be adapted into a TV show for Amazon. Oh, I've been waiting for that forever. It was The Wheel of Time was basically Game of Thrones before Game of Thrones.
Yeah, they made a great comic series, actually, a prequel to it. It's good.
Joe says, really enjoyed last night's bonus Spawncast with Rich and hope to see more of them in the future. Also, happy birthday, Max.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yep, we'll have
it was great seeing all the Spawncast people on there.
The whole cast.
Refreshing to see everyone. Refreshing to see the Spawncast elsewhere.
This passive aggressiveness.
Rich will be on the podcast next week.
Yeah, you could save it for then.
That's what he thinks.
Maybe most of us could be missing then too.
Invite everybody leave the call except for Jordan, and Jordan could just be like, "This is a roast. Where was my invite?"
Dragon Fist says FF7 remake sucks. $60 fan fiction.
Wow, that's a hot take.
Jesus Christ, bro! Return that money. Return.
Jesse says emulators for Switch. Animal Crossing: New Horizons. That's what it says.
Is that a question?
I don't know.
That's the tweet.
Venicera says, "Congrats, MVG. You're the best for your trending placement."
Thank you.
Wyatt says, "Someone is almost done rewriting the Metroid Prime engine in C++. YouTuber Phil Steffs has footage up." Oh, there you go. MVG's on it. He's like, "Wait a minute."
I'm going to write that down right now. Take a look at that.
Dr. Claw said, "Get it." Oh, this was when Misclick was coming after OJ. Said, "Get his cheeks clapped." Holy Moses.
Hey, John, can you say cheeks clapped one more time for me?
Cheeks clapped.
It's my notification sound. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Say, please, somebody clip that. Get
Whatever
John
it's fine.
saying cheeks clapped.
OJ will use it for a donation sound now.
Yes, please.
Whenever y'all text me, it's just gonna go cheeks clapped.
Kristen Mullen says, "First time watching live. Hi from Northern Ireland." Mr. Pete says, "Anyone try the PC or Switch port of Mario 64?" I don't know what you're talking about. Was there? I don't know if there's a PC port anywhere. What? Huh?
What?
No, officer.
No,
I actually didn't. I actually didn't
They're
try
horrible
it. No.
liars.
I actually didn't try it. No, I thought about it, but I didn't.
I watched the gameplay. The gameplay looked great, but
it
I
looks
did not
great.
try it.
Yeah, it looks really, really good. So now Nintendo's like copyright striking and coming after people.
Yeah.
You know what was really funny? You know what's really funny? I put some of the Ultra 64 footage over when I was talking about it, and I thought about it. And I was like, this footage looks really good. I hope they don't think this is like the port.
Well, I talked about how Nintendo was taking it down and shit today, and I specified here is a picture of the PC port. We will be using Super Mario 64 raw footage for the rest of this video. Standard game.
The crazy thing is that they could even take that down. That's the crazy
that's
thing.
true. Well, if they want to, yeah.
If they wanted to.
If they do, you know that Mario All Stars 2 collection's coming.
If they do.
Oh yeah.
That's right. Remember, that's what happened with
that means. Bitches.
That's what I remember, because remember they took down right before they released the Metroid. Samus Returns. They deleted the
A2MR or whatever.
Yeah.
No, I mean, because back with Sony, with my situation, that was a picture I showed. I showed a still shot.
It was of the
a
PS4 Slim, right?
Yeah, of a PlayStation Slim. You know. So
yeah, and that was one that was already shared on Kotaku.
That was one that was shared everywhere. IGN, everybody was sharing. You know.
Yep. Then we have Matt M saying Mario Kart Double Dash for Switch.
Yes, please.
Justin says, "What chairs are you all using, and are they comfortable for long gaming sessions? Also, cost, if you remember, looking for a more comfortable chair."
I got this from Ewin. They sent it to me for free. Right? Shout outs to Ewin.
I got this one.
He said cost. I don't think he's gonna get that free one.
I think it was like $300.
Yeah. I got this one from Ewin. I just said I wanted the nicer one that they.
Yeah, I think we're twinning.
Sean. I was like, send me whatever one is a step above Sean's.
I used this. I went to a yard sale 6 years ago, and I found this $2 chair. It's literally bungee cord. I've been sitting on bungee cords for years. It's awful, and every day I think about putting a gun in my mouth, but I don't.
We need to get you a. You need to just hit one of those chair, dude. Yeah, hit one of those chair people.
I know. Ewin has emailed me, and I just never return their emails.
They have those, like, even they have like the chairs are like these, but they're like the Amazon ones. We have those at the office, and they're fine.
Yeah, this one
they were like, I think those are like $100.
This chair is $99. It's the same ergonomics as an Ewin, and it's mesh, so like airflow is amazing. So it's just like.
Yeah.
I have a DX Racer. I bought this chair 4 years ago, and
back when it was cool.
Yep, I got a DX Racer. I bought mine, and I love it. It's awesome.
Yeah. I like the red and black.
I feel like they all come out of the same factory, honestly.
Yeah, probably.
I really
What about
do.
Jordan? What do you got there, Jordan?
I don't know. I've gone through so many of these. They're not really that great for the price. These kind of chairs.
Well, yeah, if you keep throwing them, Jordan.
How am I throwing this chair? What have I? You name one time.
It's your workout.
You
I've
just
seen
like,
him.
Name 3 times.
Yeet it.
Let's see. Console Gamer says, missed the live stream last week, so glad to make it to this one. I picked up Tony Hawk's American Wasteland for GameCube and been playing it this week. That's actually a good one on the GameCube. It was my favorite Tony Hawk game when I was younger. Very nice, very nice. Zildjian says, until consoles can do 1080p 60 frames on all games, they shouldn't even look at above 60. Consoles will never properly do above 60. Well, Dirt 5 is going to do 120, so...
But will Assassin's Creed Valhalla be stuck at 30 on Series X and PlayStation 5, though?
Probably. I think it'll be 60.
It'll be 30.
I think it's going to be 30.
You think it'll be 30? Really?
I think they're going to.
If you go to Xbox.com, updated afterwards, and they have all the listings or all the games, and half of them are listed at 60 frames. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is not. Could be because they don't know, but I have this sinking suspicion that they'll just try to max out the visuals. Assassin's Creed Valhalla will be 30 frames on next gen. And if you think about it, they got to make like 10 versions of that game.
That's true.
That's
5 PS4 Pro,
30.
PS4, Stadia version.
Gotta have the Stadia version.
Which is supposed to be the best.
Priority.
Xbox Series X, Xbox Series E, which I'm calling Lockhart, S, the One X, the Xbox One. There's like 10 versions of that game.
Yeah, but Odyssey was 60 frames on Stadia. So, like, does that mean that Stadia is going to end up with the 60 frames version?
I mean,
exclusive deals, baby.
That would be big for Stadia if they got that version, because I have this sinking suspicion Valhalla's going to be 30 on PS5 and Series X, and I don't want it to be.
You guys don't think that there's maybe performance mode? Maybe you can play it in lower resolution and you can get the 60?
I'd be all right with that.
Yeah, I think that's maybe possible.
I mean, I want to play it in 60 frames, and I thought, because Aaron Greenberg also sent out that tweet, which I think people are misinterpreting wrong. That standard. 60 frames is the standard.
Yeah.
People are like, means everything is 60 frames, and I just don't think that's the case.
I think he's talking about like TV output. Remember when he said every game you see at 1080p because that's what your TV outputs? Aaron doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
The marketing guy.
He's got that pretty webcam though.
Savage, man.
Console Gamer.
True.
Console Gamer says, game that came out back in September that everyone forgot about, Daemon X Machina. It's one of the only games stocked at my Walmart for the Switch.
I didn't forget about it. I was just like, no thanks.
We couldn't cover it. Nobody forget about it. We couldn't freaking cover it.
Oh man.
And then they lied. And then they said, "Oh, we're gonna stop copyright claim." No, they did it.
It was a big disaster, in my opinion.
Yeah, like if we could have covered it, it would have done way better. But how many videos did you guys see from any Nintendo content creator, anybody that even
13.
does? There was barely any videos from anybody because nobody could cover it.
I think we had to use pictures when we brought it up on Newswave.
We used pictures, and what we brought up was them copywriting stuff, so it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
They screwed themselves, but I don't think they care, to be honest. They're idiots, but it's all good.
Then we have Mr. Kane saying, I was late and need to know what meat Sean is eating this week.
I guess the Taco Bell meat, because I had some meatballs from Grandma too. She gave me a big thing of pasta, but yeah, pretty much just those two.
I love Grandma's meatballs.
Cedric says, hey, RG85, hey, Sean. Oh my God, it's Stevie Richards.
I'm actually,
I missed the classic. When's that coming back, Sean?
Well, I'm gonna be doing something with him again soon. Anyways.
Whoa! Announcement coming?
No, not an announcement. Just stuff maybe.
Tables, ladders, and Sean.
Yo, you're gonna get us the in with that. What is the wrestling game coming out? You're gonna get us the in with that, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. I want to check that out.
There's another one too that's been hitting me up. Virtual Basement, which I'm not a huge fan of the name, but it's supposed to be an N64 style wrestling game for the modern era. And they actually have some stuff going on with it. I told them we'll talk more once I see some gameplay and stuff, but it looks promising.
Okay, then we have Bright Memory Infinite. Reminds me of Red Steel 2 on the Wii. I wish Ubisoft would just give us Red Steel 3 on the Switch. That is the Icarus who mentioned that. Yeah, there was a point where you grab the body out of the air and then start slicing it off. That was pretty cool.
It's just so easy. Just give it to us.
Just flip the switch. It's already there.
Yeah, it's development time, all that resources, all the.
Who needs it?
Just give it to us. Come on, please.
DJ Viper says, "Why can't next gen consoles be $500 plus when Australia already pays that and more, along with AAA games being $100 plus? Even the Switch is still $450 there."
You gotta move. Clearly,
get out.
Conversion rates have nothing to do with what the system costs. I mean, that's like how it would translate. That just it wouldn't make sense. If we raise the price here, it raises the price over there even more.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like a peso. If it's 1,000 pesos, it's
I mean,
that's
what? Then we have Bean with Bacon saying, "Happy birthday, Dreamcast guy. Dreamcast was the last console worth buying."
Well, half of that tweet is true, but I'll take the love.
It's true. Damn it, it's true.
That's true. Okay. Geek says, "So what are they going to show in June?" That's for Xbox.
stuff.
That's a good question.
Platform and services.
Yeah,
Platform and services. Okay.
One of the rumors is or speculation rumors is that they may start talking price in June as well. That way, it's like here's what you should be saving up, and then they'll show July of like, and here's what you're buying.
Okay. And then Gaming with Spoon says, "What is everyone's Smash Bros roster predictions?" I'm kind of leaning towards Sora being one of the characters. I think you put Travis Touchdown in. But that's my thought on that.
Dante.
I think Doom Guy. The longer the Isabel Doom Guy meme lives, the more
That'd
I think
be pretty
Doom Guy
funny.
may be in there.
There's all of those, but I also think Acura from Astral Chain would be dope.
Okay.
The twins, yeah. I think they might get in there, but I also think like Rex is gonna get in.
I would love that too. Kind of similar play style, I would think.
Yeah, I think Rex is gonna get in. They're gonna because they put an ARMS character, and they're putting in those 2017 / supposed to be 2018. Byleth got in. That was supposed to be a 2018 game, so they're kind of adding in everything from that like first wave of announced Switch games.
I would agree.
So yeah, I think Rex Pyramid, and maybe I don't know about Doom Guy. They already picked all these before. By the way, they picked all these a while back. Before
That's
all the
right. I
memes and
forgot about
everything.
that.
So yeah, they're kind of stuck on that. So whoever they picked back in 2018 or whatever those are the people that they're going with, and it's not changing. So
that's why I'm kind of leaning in the Travis Touchdown because they would be, of course, marketing No More Heroes 3 kind of as well on their platform. Like that would kind of make sense for that. But yeah. Nintendo says, "I would not call Fallout 3 a masterpiece, and it's in my top 10. Fallout New Vegas is far better just in terms of writing and requests, especially OWB and DM DLC." And then we have Bean with Bacon saying, "The problem with FPS games on the new consoles, they will still be held back by the limitations of the controller unless devs start being cool and making FPS games properly again." Well, to be fair, when I play Halo 2 this week, I'm plugging a controller into that PC. So
Oh, really? Okay.
yes, I am absolutely plugging a controller in. Evan knows. You plug that controller in for Halo on PC.
Yeah.
What was the other game we did it for? There was another game we did it for too. Or was it just Halo?
It's all
Reach.
the ones I've been with has been the Halos that you did,
Yeah,
just because of the
Reach was the
orbital
same.
aim assist,
Yep. You plug that controller in.
and enjoy hitting people across the map without knowing they're there.
Absolutely. This week I'm on Halo 2, on PC. Let's go. And he uses 144 hertz monitor. Let's go over to the sales for Nintendo, and then we'll talk a bit. We'll do a little bit of EA. We'll throw that in there too for fun, because why not? So we had the Switch sales, 3.25 million or so of the Switch and the Switch Lite combined sales for this past fiscal quarter, which put them just over 21 million units for the entire fiscal year, which is very, very good. That's basically Wii territory for a fiscal year, pretty much, like the regular Wii. But 55.77 million units hardware, 356 million units software, and it sounded like Animal Crossing did 13.5 million in what's that?
6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Jesus.
That's a lot of copies.
Is there some record-breaking numbers?
it's the top Switch game in terms of like speed, and it sold in 11 days. It sold 11 point something million, so it sold like 1 million copies a day from like when March 20th to like the end of the 31st. So.
It also sold the lifetime expectations that Nintendo had internally for the game in the first 6 weeks. So now anything else is just extra.
Do you know what's weird? What's really funny is Animal Crossing top selling game, right? In that fiscal quarter. You know what the second best selling game in that fiscal quarter was? It was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, yeah.
Of course.
It's like,
Makes
what?
perfect sense.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sold 8 million copies in that fiscal year.
Yeah, it's at 20. It's almost at 25 million units sold right now. That's
8.
Wait, what?
basically if someone buys a
It's
Switch
solid.
and they just buy that. It's like,
And wait, what's Mario Party at?
don't I'm gonna get me started on that. All right, it's Mario.
Yo, new Super Mario Bros. U. going on 7 million.
But they haven't even updated Mario Party. They've never updated it.
It's at 10 point. It's like at 10.10. It's not just 10. It's 10.10 million. You got to add that extra 0.10.
It's a pretty lucrative game for them.
Now you make a sequel, you sell another 9 million.
Oh my god, that's gonna be
Never
the DLC
update that one either.
Oh my god.
Exactly. Then you sell a third one.
They're never gonna update it, dude. That's
Tied in heavily with the phone.
It's like we can just put this out however it doesn't matter. Make maximum profit. We don't got to work on it anymore. Just leave it. Who cares?
It's blowing my mind. Yes, but that means that the Switch has outsold the Nintendo 64 and the GameCube combined.
Whoa,
that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Next thing up, by the way, is the original Nintendo.
Yeah,
that's at 61.91 million.
That'll be crazy too, because if you think about it, look at all the systems Nintendo's made over the years, right? And like the Wii is like the anomaly, right? So they've never actually beat out that original NES.
Yeah.
With the exception of the Wii. And if you're not talking about like their handheld consoles. So that's going to be pretty dope, right?
I would say the Switch would be the most gaming centric, I would say gamer centric system that they've made that will pass the NES. Honestly, I'll say it now. I think it's going to pass the Wii.
It should. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
But there's a slight issue now. All right, is they put out a card that shows their 2020 going forward.
Bangers, baby, bangers.
Bangers.
I'll say they have 6 slides. One of the slides is that Animal Crossing will be getting free updates. What? Slides.
Crazy.
Basically, nothing's really happening past Xenoblade, right? And I'm sorry.
There's the Smash
Nate,
DLC.
Clubhouse games.
Clubhouse, sure.
Yes,
Okay.
Clubhouse game.
Clubhouse games.
They're gonna tell us.
What?
They're not. Why would they reveal it there?
What?
Like that.
Oh, there. No, they did say they're going to announce some stuff, but they also most likely things are falling out of this year. Like the problem they're going to run into is 2020. It's going to be kind of light, is what we're thinking. Mario will most likely their Mario remaster stuff will be there, but after that, it's going to be kind of like.
Yeah, they said that they're having issues with the whole pandemic and adjusting to working from home. So it's definitely going to be like, I think there's going to be some cool third-party stuff, right? Like the Outer Worlds and some of the other stuff that's coming. But yeah, I definitely think it's not going to be as much as what you usually see with Nintendo. Like the second half, they usually have like a lot, right? Like remember last year's second half was like crazy.
Yeah, no.
So I don't think that's going to be the case this much. They're still going to have some cool stuff. Like I think Bayo 3 is coming this year.
You still think Bayo 3? Oh, dude, Bayo 3 has to come this year.
Yeah, I'm thinking Bayo 3. No More Heroes is going to be here, so we're going to have that. We're going to have the Mario stuff. So there's going to be some cool stuff, but it's just not going to be as much as like last year, for example.
Bayo 3 has to come. If Bayonetta 3 doesn't come this year, that to me that's a problem.
That would be insane in my opinion, though. But right?
At least we got Wonderful 101.
They should have kickstarted Bayonetta 3. I'd have a Steam code right now.
Yeah, and it would probably work off on the computer. It'd be great.
The PC version of Bayonetta is pretty good, though. To be honest,
it is. Yeah, it is. But that's I don't know. You know what? If they announce the Mario remasters, I think people get excited enough. But it's gonna be a bit lighter this year. So
what do you guys think about Prime Trilogy? Is that?
I think if they can do if they just do a bunch of remasters like that, I'd be okay with that, because I think I'm realizing this. I think there are a lot of people right now who have a Switch who have not played all of those Mario games and who have not played any of the Metroid Prime games.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
So I think if they did that and they brought the greatness that is Mario Sunshine and then let Galaxy and 64 tag along, I guess. And they did that, and then they did the Metroid Prime trilogy. I think that'd be really cool, because there'd be a lot of people. Like, I've played them all, but I'm like, I know some people probably haven't, so that'd be cool.
Yeah, well, you're gonna be waiting for that trilogy longer.
What about Paper Mario? There's been
that's supposed to be coming this year too, and you know what? I'd be okay with that. I like Paper Mario. So
and there's rumors about a 2D Metroid potentially this year too. So
yeah, I wouldn't hold on to that rumor.
Yeah, I think that would fall to next year.
Fall to next year. Okay,
I think
fall to next year for that one. So yeah, you got like 5 million Mario games. There you go.
I think it's gonna be a lot of Mario. Yeah, and unfortunately, the Prime trilogy. I'm really annoyed with that Prime trilogy.
The anniversary's this year, right? This is the 35th?
Yeah, September,
and
I think.
Next year is Zelda?
Yep.
So...
Skyward Sword 2?
No Breath of...
Nope.
No, but there is no Breath of the Wild 2 this year.
Probably
it's
not.
got...
That's been confirmed,
honestly would love it if it was next March. The anniversary on the anniversary of the anniversary year.
I sure as hell wouldn't expect that either.
You know what? Let me ask it. Rand, have you played any of the Metroid Prime games?
Yeah, I played the first 2.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay,
I really like Metroid Prime.
Okay, I was gonna say, because if you hadn't played them, whenever that trilogy gets announced, whether it's 5 years from now, that's you should check out. You should check them out. But you already played the first 2.
People are begging me to play Animal Crossing, but after Pokemon, no thanks. Animal Crossing's not a game for me.
To be fair, I wasn't that excited about Pokemon either, so it was just
like
it was
Hop?
very easy.
They're two different games.
Didn't care for Hop.
Animal Crossing's a bit different. I will say that, but
Yeah, it's very different to Pokemon. Animal Crossing is a game you just relax a little bit every day, play.
Some people might look at it and know that they might not like it though, so it just might not be. You know.
Yeah,
I mean, it depends. Sure. If you enjoyed like any of the Sims kind of games or like the Life Sims, you'd like, okay, there you go. Never mind.
but don't like how like things in the game actually do stuff, then you'll like it.
Okay.
I'd love for Bayonetta 3 to come out though, because I'm a big fan of Platinum Games of Netta, so that'd be a must play.
Yeah, Bayonetta 3 it has to come out this year.
Are you just eating bread?
Yeah.
You're eating a slice of bread.
No, I have the whole bag here.
So not just a slice.
He's
He's gonna be eating all the slices.
That's crazy.
No, I mean I have like.
Do you have butter or anything?
Oh,
Nah.
oh my god.
Straight bread.
Is it
Yeah,
wheat
wheat bread. Yeah.
All right.
Yo, RGT's the type of dude that'll eat some bread, go back, wait a little bit, then eat some meat, go back, wait a little bit, and like eat every condiment one by one.
I do that
Just
all
bust
the
out some
time.
mustard, just spray it in.
All the time.
Until he completes a sandwich in his stomach. He's like, okay, that was a sandwich, bro. I'm
You know,
good.
I'm gonna be honest though, Sean. I miss that Bachelor Life, man. Telling you, I'm looking at it right there. It's like he just walked to the kitchen, took the loaf of bread, the whole loaf of bread, walked right back to the computer with it. No one said anything.
Was that like Kool-Aid Jammer or a Capri Sun?
No, Capri Sun, Roaring Waters, Fruit Punch Wave.
Ooh.
You eat like
Did
a
you get that out of a
12-year-old.
Lunchable?
I want you to know
He
that.
lives like a Ninja Turtle.
We call this man Raphael.
Yeah, exactly. I do that in Cougar shirt though, man. That's legit. I'm jealous.
Dude, RGT goes to the grocery store and just puts random shit in his basket till it's full.
Nah, man, I'll be honest with you. I don't even go to the grocery store no more. I got a friend who goes for me. I just send her.
It's a tender
Oh,
girl.
I send her a list of stuff. I send her
Ah.
a list of stuff. I'm like, yo, pick this up for me. And like, cause you know, people aren't working right now. And so people are like looking for money, so I'll give her like $20 extra to go do it. I hate going to the grocery store.
You about to be like, you want the RGT meat of the week?
How do you
All
know
right.
about new food?
If you want meat of the week, you pick up my food.
$20 and a hollow. That's what RGT calls it.
I'll give you a nice tip.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
This
I wish
brings the
my
name
mom
of Postmates to another level.
Everyone's saying, oh, it's your mom or your grandma. Look, if it was my mom or my grandma doing it, I would love that because I wouldn't have to fucking pay for the groceries because they would buy it for me. I wish it was them, trust me, but it's not.
So we had those sales numbers that came in for the Switch, and now all of a sudden apparently EA wants to start putting games out.
Yeah.
I mean, do they really?
I mean, they said multiple games have Burnout for $50. That's
Yeah.
man, that's a deal.
Can't wait till I get
thought
that
it was
for
$8
$15.
the other day on the PS4. $50 is a steal.
We can wait. We can wait for that. It'll be $15 by the end of the year.
What they would have to do is just put Madden on there, and they're not going to do that. So
Nope.
they will continue to show up to their investors meetings and try to explain why they're not putting games on the possibly 100 million unit Switch.
That whole situation is like, you know, when your mom like makes you take a group photo and you're all just kind of like miserably smiling there. Yeah, that's what I feel like's happened with EA. They're like, go on,
That's a good
put it on the
analogy.
Switch, and they're like,
It's like they're being it's like they're being forced. Like an investor's like, so you putting games on the Switch? They're like, no, like you're putting games on the Switch. These yeah.
Well, the thing is, like,
of course.
they had a whole meeting, and the investors asked them about the Sims. Like, why don't you put the Sims there? And they're like, wait, do they want that? Then Animal Crossing sells 13.5 million units, and it's like, okay, well, maybe we should do the Sims. Let's do that. I think that might be one of the games coming. Is the Sims?
It's gonna be the My Sims version from the Wii.
Oh man.
Oh dear God.
Yes, heck yeah, man. That's support, baby.
We'll finish up with some Tony Hawk stuff, and then we'll go over some of the super chats and the Streamlabs stuff to finish up. So Tony Hawk is back in the news again for a rumored game. This is on a podcast, and I don't remember the title of the podcast. I have to check. But there was a rumor about Tony Hawk before. There was a listing that popped up, Tony Hawk Alcatraz, and now there's another rumor about Tony Hawk 2020 actually being a thing because the person provided tracks for music and then also got their board into the game.
Oh yeah. I saw the clip too. That's pretty funny.
Yep. So it is
I listened to that whole podcast.
What's that, Jordan?
I listened to the whole podcast with the skater who was talking about putting his stuff in the game.
What's it called? What's the podcast called?
I forgot the name of the podcast, but the skater, just search up Jason Dill.
Jason. Yeah, he's OG.
Yeah, just search up that podcast, and it's like in the last couple weeks here. It's a recent podcast, and he talks about it towards the later half.
The 9 Club.
Yeah.
The 9 Club. Cool. Yep. He just openly talks about it, how they did that. And then we had a Facebook post. Was that a month or two ago where they mentioned that they had also provided music for a Tony Hawk game, and then I'd actually heard that there was mocap going on even with we'll say a source that there was mocap going on even at a skate park. So there appears to be a Tony Hawk game happening.
I want to cut off one thing. A lot of people were speculating, is this just going to be another crappy cell phone game? Mm-hmm. We don't think so because in it, Dill actually said beforehand that he'd been approached by Skate was saying that they wanted to do a mobile game, and he said, no, fuck cell phone games. And then afterward, he talked positively about working with Tony Hawk. So it sounds like this is a real console game with tracks and music and hopefully not too much garbage.
What do you think, Nate?
The last Tony Hawk game, like a pile of trash, though.
Yes,
it was.
Here's the thing. They need to completely revamp that series because the problem is everyone has sort of moved away. Like they need to stop tiptoeing where it's like it's kind of simmy, but it's definitely kind of arcadey. They need to either go balls out arcadey or they need to go balls out simmy.
What if do you want to revamp or remaster?
What
about a remake?
That was my line.
I beat you to it.
I don't want that because it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same.
So you fear like the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 we got on like the 360 PS3?
There's a very high level of rose-tinted glasses that goes with those early Tony Hawk games.
I was just playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, and it's great.
It is just so
You're
good.
great. Come on.
Man, I don't know.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 is pretty good.
2 is the GOAT, man. What are you talking about?
You ever play with Rodney Mullen on the hangar?
Yes, of course I did.
Have you ever
devil himself?
Yeah, have you ever dark slided on the hangar all the way there and like did the balancing?
Dude, do you do the BS dark slide or not? You fucking tell me.
Have you done it or not, Sean? I want to know. Have you done it
in real life?
No, I mean in the game.
We don't talk about real life.
You don't dark slide in real life. You jack up your board. Okay, nobody smart enough is gonna do that.
I mean, you could. I never got into
it messes up your grip tape. No, you can't.
Yeah,
it does.
I will say I have not played the really good version of 2 MVG 2X. I haven't played that one. I should. I should.
It's really
I was just playing 2 on the Dreamcast before we went live.
And that's Leon Dyer brings up a good point. Skate games aren't really selling right now. A lot of those Tony Hawk games were a product of the times, you know, when skateboarding was that sort of counterculture thing. And, you know, the rise of skateboarding in the 90s where it went from, you know, underground to mainstream. And then you started to see it, you know, trickle into the video games and you got all these memorable games. I'll use the term memorable. But it's like, are skate games really that big anymore to where you would want to do a full-on production like that? Because I think Skater XL, that's the game motherfuckers need to be talking about. That's the game people need to be hyped about.
Sean is right because there never. I was talking about this the other day. There never was a Tony Hawk, the next Tony Hawk. Ryan Schechter didn't do that. No, there wasn't. There's not
like
a person that
in
had
terms
that
of games,
power.
not in person. Okay.
Yeah,
like that star
as
power.
far as a person.
Because there was Scheckler, there was Paul Rodriguez, there was Nigel Houston, and they were all supposed to be the next, you know, face of skateboarding, and it just never worked out like that.
And it never brought it up because Tony Hawk made that series. Like without that name,
Yeah.
it could have been the same game. He made that series. It was Tony. He was the Jordan of extreme sports. You know.
Yeah,
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You said people should start talking about Skater XL, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Boom, video from 2018, me showing off Skater XL.
Okay, I'm talking about, but now it's coming to consoles so that I can actually play it.
Yeah,
That's
same. That's what I wasn't even sure. Honestly, I'd heard the name, but I wasn't even sure what it was on or anything like that. So now that it's coming to consoles, it has my attention.
Whole video up.
I just want my
go
Skate
through the
4
basics.
already.
Yeah, everyone wants Skate 4.
I know.
Yeah.
All these other skateboarding games don't distract me.
And you
That's all I
ain't
want.
getting no Skate 4.
Oh no, we're gonna get it eventually, and probably in a bad state. It's probably not gonna be the skate we remember.
If they remaster an older Tony Hawk game, I'd be okay with that.
A full remaster though, or a remake or a remaster,
Or Redux.
A reinterpretation.
Redux.
Can they reimagine it?
or reimagine it.
Yeah. Just call it Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Like,
No, call Tony Hawk.
Imagine that. Tony B. Hawk.
You can use Tony Hawk for most of the game, but certain characters you can only use for part of the game, and then they kind of rejoin up at certain parts of the game.
I'm all for a Tony Hawk game.
Yo, why that dig
so-
at Final Fantasy, man?
I like Final Fantasy VII remake.
Hopefully we don't have to wait too long for Tony Hawk to get shown off.
Yeah.
I hope, right?
It'll be soon.
You think so, Jordan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you though? Do you?
Yeah. Me too.
Hopefully it is soon. I don't want to wait too long. Summer's coming.
Is it though? Is it?
Is it coming?
Man, I gotta say, the whole chat is totally loving on the best version. Everybody's saying best version is Dreamcast best version. Seriously though, play Tony Hawk on Dreamcast. So good.
The best version might be the 360 or the 360 version of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
Why would you smoke crack on this show?
That was a pretty good. Was it bad?
Yeah,
Maybe I don't remember.
I made a video in 2011 playing it. One of my friends bought it for me as a gift randomly. Like, I know you love Tony Hawk, so he bought it for me. And one of my first videos ever was playing it. And it's so bad. In the first level, you hear me step away from the microphone and go, should I be doing this? And then I go back to playing it. I did like an unscripted Let's Play. It was so bad.
What was the Tony Hawk that came out on DS? The first one.
Which
American
Downhill
Skate
Jam?
Land. No, American Skate Land. You know what? That was a pretty decent game because it had like online shit in it. Like I remember playing that game online with people on the freaking Nintendo DS. I really enjoyed that game.
Did you have the little USB dongle for your computer so you could get the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection?
Go on.
No.
What?
Or maybe I did. Dude, that was so fucking long ago. Like, come on.
Let me go through some of these super chats and Streamlabs messages so we can finish up. Deceptijon says Nintendo gets drunk one night and picks you to choose the new exciting feature to be added into the Switch 2. What do you add? P.S. Congrats to MVG and happy birthday, Max.
Messaging so
Folder.
Heartbeat scanner.
Folders.
I would say 4G connection. 4G.
Themes.
Wii Vitality sensor support. That would be really good.
Yeah, I wanted to bring back that.
Wait,
That's
hold
exactly
on.
what I was
Hold on. Wait a
saying.
minute. Themes and folders is a Switch 2 feature.
It's not Switch 1 feature.
Exactly right.
I want to
Sure.
see.
In the Switch.
I want to
Netflix
see.
would be pretty cool.
I want to see a new form of game sharing. I want them to invent their own form of game sharing. So, like, say something where, like, OJ has the Ultimate Edition of Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. He could hit me up and say, hey, I need to train. Make a version where, like, if he has it, it can share just the multiplayer and I can play matches, but only against OJ. Or if I'm playing a racing game, I can play the tracks with somebody. I've always wanted somebody to invent a new style of game share that makes me have the ability to play stuff, but still encourages me to buy it. And I feel like if anybody's going to invent that, it's going to be Nintendo.
The DS kind of did that, where you could play
Yep.
games you didn't
Yep.
know.
Yep.
DS fucking ruled.
Yeah,
That's my next video.
good stance.
I think
that's the title.
I think Clubhouse Games supports that feature where if you're playing with local people, only one person needs a copy of the game, and you can play the games together.
Yeah.
through the
You know what
wireless
their biggest,
connection.
you know what their biggest misstep with that game's going to be, Nate? Is that Wii Bowling is not flat out front and center on the cover of that thing.
It's going to be a sleeper hit. It's going to be
Yeah.
It's almost here.
Yeah.
They should just put the bowling right on the front and it would have sold it 20 million copies.
Word of mouth will spread. People will be like, yo, I got Wii Bowling on my Switch. And people are like, holy shit, I'm going to buy that game now.
Was that a remaster?
Yeah, and then they're going to tell them what it is before they leave the house. They're going to completely forget about what the title is because it's not just bowling.
They'll go to the store and be like, yo, where's that Wii Bowling game for the Switch? And the good GameStop clerk will say, I know what you're talking about, chum. Let me get that game for you there.
And then they go to Walmart, and the freaking idiot in the electronics department doesn't know anything.
I could go to Walmart and ask for Madden. They wouldn't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Exactly.
True.
It might take
You guys
a while to
actually
ask
have
them,
talked
too.
to someone at Walmart?
Yeah,
No, you're
it
standing
takes
in
a
front of
while.
the case, hoping someone sees you.
Tapping on the case. Excuse me. Let me in.
My Walmart's empty now. Everything's so destroyed. If I asked for a video game, they'd be like, "The time for gaming is over. Toilet paper is the world."
Mac Mega says, do you think I could get 3 years of value from an Xbox One X for $300, being that Microsoft will always be developing with Lockhart in mind?
Yep.
No.
No,
I think so.
maybe not 3 years.
That was a
but
very
But
deep
it's,
no.
I think 2. 2 is
Yeah,
very
maybe
reasonable.
3 years is a
18
bit
months,
much.
2
Yeah,
years.
a solid 2.
Rand, how long do you think they're going to
Absolutely.
give this Xbox One X? Because the word is they're already on the way out of like stocking it in stores.
One X is gone.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It'll be supported. It'll probably get new. I mean, Madden always comes out every year for older consoles for quite some bit, right? But I would imagine Microsoft themselves will move on from the One X in early 2022.
Okay.
There's things that need to line up, like Project Scar, Xbox Series X going into beta in the cloud next year, right? So they needed to support Xbox, like the cloud needed to support Xbox One games, so Microsoft couldn't move on right away because that's not going to be in the cloud. And then, of course, Game Pass. If suddenly now all your games are exclusive to Series X, that kind of takes away a lot of value for Game Pass. There's a lot of business decisions to support the console for the next couple of years. So I think by 2022, Microsoft will be fully focused on only like releasing new games for the Series line.
Okay.
Oh.
Cedric says ambitious crossover was putting Nicole Spartan 458 in Dead or Alive 4. Maybe they should put Master Chief in MK11 or Smash.
Maybe.
Yeah. Matthew Hammond says, so do we need someone reverse engineer Mother 3 to play it natively on PC to get it released on the Switch?
Hey man,
Maybe.
anything is possible.
Perhaps. There you go.
I heard GoldenEye is next. So
Oh, dude, if they do GoldenEye, that's going to be wild. That's going to be crazy. Who claims it then? Who gets it shut down? Who shuts it down?
Everybody.
Everyone. Yeah. It's a collaboration.
License is going to shut that thing down pretty quickly.
They walk into court. And there's a bunch of lawyers. Everyone is here.
I was gonna say I don't know who like I'd be curious just to see who sends the cease and desist. Ronald Lucas says, what is the cast thoughts on the new storyline for Mortal Kombat 11?
I'll play it. I'll play it for sure. I mean, I think I have the season pass. I got a review code, and normally the review code has the season pass,
Yes.
so I'll play it.
RoboCop looks kind of cool.
RoboCop was awesome when they showed RoboCop because people thought it was gonna be Stryker and it was RoboCop. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
But they did bring some characters back for the new story. I will say that. I would watch the trailer. Although if you watch the trailer, you'll be slightly spoiled because there's some cool characters coming back. Is what I'll say.
Combat's one of those games that like I like watching other people play than play it myself. It just feels a bit like kind of robotic for me. But I know it's a good game. But I love watching it, so I'm gonna check out whenever it comes out. I'm gonna check out everybody that plays it. on, like, Twitch.
RoboCop is cool though. Evan, do we have any Discord questions left?
Now we're clear.
Clear there. Okay. Let me double check here because I still need to go through some of the super chats that then we can finish. Oh, here we go. Then we have Nintendo Power says, should we expect N64 games for Nintendo Online anytime soon? Also, if you had to use a DAC amp combo for Switch, what would you go with? Just got HD 58Xs.
No.
No N64 for Switch anytime soon.
64. Wait, hold on. The real question is, when's the next? When are the next games? Period coming to the?
5 months from now.
Oh man, they forgot about that real quick. Although I guess they could drop it on Twitter at some point and say, "Hey, Chrono Trigger's coming to the online service."
Yeah, I wouldn't count on that.
Okay.
They've
much value
pretty
there.
much just given up on everything.
Is there another tennis game they can get for the Super Nintendo?
Probably.
Okay, there we go. We're in.
Isn't it like Jimmy Connor's Super
Yep,
Tennis?
Jimmy Connors.
They should get Lee Carvino's putting challenge.
Now that's gaming.
Andre Agassi tennis.
Yeah.
Dude, I felt so betrayed when like it was found out that a motherfucker wore a wig. You know, like that was like one of the biggest things to me.
What the?
He was
Ruined
always
my childhood.
He was always bald though, wasn't he? For the most part.
No, he had that
Oh, man.
that huge super mullet,
Yeah, no,
and then it came out that it was a wig the entire time.
Oh, you're talking about old school. Okay, my bad. Okay, yeah. I didn't know you were a wig.
Liar.
That's why.
That was a wig. He's a liar.
Yeah, that's Nadal and Federer never wore wigs.
His hair is
Let's
wicked
go.
and fictitious.
Let's go through the
Damn, Agassi.
the last two super chats here.
Like Pete Sampras will always be better.
Takadana
That's
says,
hairy,
why
man.
why do people bash the whole game company when oftentimes fault is totally on the money teams, not the devs, designers of those companies?
I think it's hard to say like, damn you, Randy Pitchford, for messing up this one. Wait, actually, yeah, people do bash particular.
Well, I think it depends on how much we know about what happened in the company. Otherwise, we just say EA. You know, we just
Yeah, I mean, it's the same
Or
thing like
Kojima.
in retail when you're yelling at a cashier. Stop it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that.
no.
I had a time where I got cornered. This guy was mad that I couldn't find one of his books, and he started screaming at me in my face, being like, "Your store is so terrible! I can't believe this!" And I straight up said, "What can I do to make you happy? Like, what would make you happy right now?"
So imagine getting butthurt at a bookstore, bro. Like,
I
just
know,
think about
bro.
that for a
Oh, I
second.
know, like,
think about
bro.
your life if you're walking to a bookstore at butthurt about something or angry. Come on, man.
I mean, every time I go to Barnes and Nobles, I just get so angry on it.
Walk in, you're like,
I just started throwing shit
And
around.
very specific people.
what do you mean Tom Clancy's dead?
Who rolls into a bookstore getting angry at people? Come on, man. It's a fudging
Like, I'm just
bookstore.
trying to find the manga. I don't want to look at all these words on pages. That's boring.
Troy Perry says, OJ, Sean, wrestling talk, Retromania wrestling.
No, yeah, I'm just waiting to get more info on it. They're doing the final two. There's a tag team that's going to be the final two characters for the roster reveal, and it's not Demolition though. It's not Demolition, but they haven't said who it is. And they wanted Demolition, and Demolition wanted to do it, but there was some stupid wrestling company that wouldn't allow it. Wonder who that was.
Who is it?
I don't know.
Wendell says, I paid $108 Mortal Kombat Premium. Now a year later, I have to pay $40 more for Aftermath. Do you guys think that's fair? New players get everything for $60.
No, it's not fair.
That is not fair.
That's also the cost of being an early adopter.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's just how things are nowadays.
That seems pretty expensive, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Ian Charles says Taco Bell has the tastiest rat meat in the game.
Damn right. You're not wrong.
It squeaks with everybody's.
Philip says next Smash 3v3 tag fighter like MVC. Oh, like Marvel vs. Capcom with single, double, and full team final smashes, but the trios are preset like the old King of Fighters games.
Yes, please.
I'll take it.
I'll take that.
Adrian says RGT85, you cut me deep with this taco hot take.
I mean, it's just facts.
Francisco says, OJ, if you went to SD for tacos, do the right thing and travel 15 more minutes south to Tijuana for the real stuff.
Yeah, I've been there. It's great, and I've been all across there. They're all great tacos.
The black metal gamer says, if I pull my pork 6 foot.
No, you don't want.
distance-
No, you don't want. You don't.
Oh,
Want.
okay, got it. I was trying to. It doesn't make sense like reading it.
You got to
either way.
pre-read
It
these things.
It does.
Dusty says, thanks MVG for ports to Switch. How many
Right
games
on,
have
you're
you ported to the Switch so far? You ported Diablo, I know that.
I've done some more stuff than that, but yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Okay, Strawman says, so with AM2R being deleted right before Samus turns, if we make fan-made games of every Nintendo franchise, we just wait for one of them to be taken down to know when Nintendo is working on it.
Maybe, but they all are also a bit protective. So
We kind of already knew that the Mario remasters are coming anyway, though. So
yeah.
Then we have Review Tech USA is RGT on Tinder.
I am.
He is. That's from Review. Black Metal Gamer says favorite rappers of all time.
Whew, that's tough. Well, why is it got to be me?
You tweet about rappers all the time.
I guess so.
I figured it was geared towards you because of that.
All time, we got Big Pun, Big L, Mobb Deep, 3-6 Mafia, Wu Tang, Bone Thugs.
Didn't you ask for one?
I do really like Tupac, but he's kind of lower in my tier. He's a DMX. Like, I'll take DMX over Tupac.
Where do you live again, Sean? Where do you
East
live?
Coast.
And when am I
East
gonna?
Coast. East Coast, and you're on the West Coast, so it makes sense.
Am I going?
For you to prefer a West Coast rapper.
It's not about East Coast, West Coast.
Yes, it is. Damn it. Yes, it is.
Biggie was better.
This is the type of dude that says like Puff Daddy's probably better too, right? You're probably the type of guy that says something like that behind the back.
Close.
But Puff Daddy is a bit underrated. I feel.
Oh, see what I'm saying? Look at this. No, okay, I'm done.
What about Mace? Where would you rank Mace?
Look, Mace had bars, man. And the Children of the Corn, when it was like Big L, Killer Cam, before he became Cameron, you had Mace in there. Like, that was some good shit. Even Jay-Z was involved in it a little bit. That was some good shit.
Mace did have some good shit.
Yes. And then became a preacher.
Yeah.
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
And then we have Dwayne says, I'm excited for the next gen Harry Potter game. Oh, yeah. Forgot about that
What
game.
about that Lord of the Rings game, the Gollum?
No.
Oh, yeah. Being with Bacon says Spawn Wave needs the built-in aim cheat now because everyone else uses the controllers on PC too. So Evan knows he played some Halo.
The moment aimbotting comes into a PC game, it's just preferable to use a controller at that point.
You might as well be on an even ground with them. So plug in the controller.
Not harder. Yep.
Mirror Shield says keep up the good work. Tesla Volta Games says, do you think Super Mario Party 2 is coming out this year?
God, no.
I think it's probably next year, and it's going to be annoying because that should have been the DLC, the free updates. The Trip and Vol says, can I play Halo 1 on Steam without buying the Master Chief Collection? You can buy them individually.
I think they mostly come at you individually.
Yeah.
Like they tell you the individuals and then they give you like the total package one that's at full price.
Say Master Chief Collection is better to have the entire package, I guess, because it has all of the Halos in there, and there are playlists that will change between different Halo games as you are doing matchmaking. And it's actually really cool to go from like Halo 2 to like Halo 3, then back to Halo 1. That's actually a pretty neat idea. So I think it's worth getting the entire Master Chief Collection for, I think it's like $40. That's a pretty good deal.
Pretty good deal. Not
Nintendo
bad.
Power says, should we expect N64 games for Nintendo Online anytime soon? We just read that one. Juiceman Vaughn says, I'll eat my future copy of Xenoblade if Metroid Prime comes out this year. I think you're safe on that.
Yeah, it's probably safe.
Yeah, I think you're safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wayne says, stream, what's everyone's favorite game within reach?
Animal Crossing. That's all I got in reach.
I mean, I'm sitting next to my computer and I have
Interplay
Steam on
Collection
it.
1. Earthworm Jim.
It's a toss up between Castlevania Bloodlines and Contra Hardcore. I'd probably say Bloodlines.
Shenmue Collection.
Splatoon 2 right here. So
I have every game ever
You play that
made,
game?
apparently.
oh wow. Okay, Tarkov Queen. Tarkov
Wow.
Queen.
Good one.
I got Here Comes the Pain here, but then I also have I have the EverDrive next to me as well for the 64, so it could be like anything on there. But I guess within reach, I guess Here Comes the Pain. Colin says, I wish I lived more like Spawnwave, but I live more like RGT.
Hey, nothing wrong with it.
Sean's got it going on over there. Okay.
It's a system. There's a system.
Checks and balances, baby.
Good.
Cedric says, Nate, what's your favorite Mario game and why is it Mario Sunshine? I'm just trying to start stuff over here.
It's a good question.
Oh man.
Not a good question.
David says, do you think we will get a remaster for the yearly Zelda game this year?
No, I don't.
I think
I
it's
think
Mario.
it's possible.
I think it's gonna be a lot of Mario this year.
Be something.
Jesse says, Miss and MVG favorite console.
Original Xbox.
Okay. Miss Click.
I mean, PC doesn't count, right?
No, it's got to be a console.
Oh my god, you elitist.
Dude, I don't know. I gotta say, for me, it's probably gonna be the Switch.
Okay. Sock on 10 says, are you guys hyped for the Inuyasha sequel?
No.
No.
Did Inuyasha even have an ending?
No.
It just kind of ended.
It released a movie. They released a movie that continued it, but then it didn't end there either. So.
Then
I like Inuyasha.
I still need to play this game. Volu says Skatebird will revive skate games. I've not played Skatebird beyond like 5 minutes when they had like this little Kickstarter demo out. So I need to get that. I need to grab that game whenever it drops. Or I need to find that Kickstarter demo because they had the Kickstarter demo up, then they pulled it down, I think. So I need to play Skatebird to check it out a bit more. Cedric says Tony Hawk Pro Skater be like, so here I am doing everything I can. That is still Sean, that soundtrack though in those early Tony Hawk games.
Oh yeah, it was amazing.
All right, good. Yeah. Tesla Volta Game says Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 on the Dreamcast were the best. Also, Dreamcast is the best console.
So right. That's I love that. I love that super chat. Super chat of the night.
Okay. There we go. And Vision Stealth saying, what's up, y'all? Bean with Bacon. David Crane's amazing tennis. Tesla Volta Games. Taco Bell meat. Think smaller and more legs. Will Armitage says, I really want to play the new Last of Us. Should I buy the PS4 Pro or wait for the PS5? I mean, if you really want to play it, and it's out in June, you might want to scoop a PS4 now and then trade it in when the PS5 comes out. I think that is everything. Oh, and then Bob says, for real, Majora's Mask HD or Majora's Mask remake?
Ooh. Sequel.
Do you think they could bring 3D to Switch?
If
Do you
they
think
wanted
like
to.
I think they could like optimize
hard
it,
enough.
right? Like where the controls run.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. I think.
I just don't know if they want to.
I'd like to see a sequel the same way we saw the Link Between Worlds. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see some sort of like continuation of the universe that kind of remixes it.
I like the Link Between Worlds. That was a good game.
I didn't like the game, but I could admire it. I could see. I personally disliked it, but I could see how it was built. That was good.
That is everything tonight. We're good there. Evan, you said we're going on Discord questions.
Yep, good on Discord.
Okay, let's go around here. Rand, thanks for joining us tonight. Where can they find you?
Yeah, thanks for having me. You can find me at youtube.com/randalthor19, where I mostly talk about Xbox, but we'll talk about PlayStation. Hopefully we got a lot of PlayStation news coming up. I don't know if you guys saw, but Edge was teasing something for the 21st.
Ooh.
Which I would not be surprised if Sony reveals the PS5 on the 19th and then has their event on the early June thing. I'm looking forward to seeing more stuff about the consoles and everything.
Yeah, I'm hoping they're more different than recent. Like, I hope Sony has some interesting stuff outside of just like power and stuff. I think that'd be cool if they try some new things. So we'll see. Nate, where can they find you?
Find me on Twitter at DirectFeedGames. I will have some Super Mega Baseball 3 footage up on Tuesday. So if you want to see a pitcher get killed by a line drive back to the head, you can look forward to that footage. Also find me on Twitter at Nate the Hate, followed by the number 2. I have a video up today with MVG where we talk Nintendo's earnings report and how it is bad news for Breath of the Wild 2 and Nintendo's 2020 software lineup in general. So you should give that a listen. It goes in depth into analyzing their earnings report to the fullest extent possible.
Wow. All right.
I gotta say though, Nate, your thumbnails are the best on YouTube.
You're welcome for those.
Yeah, that's all I have.
Evan does them.
Evan does an amazing job.
They go, can you do this? And Evan goes, probably.
15 minutes later, there's Sean's head on Ellie.
Sean, first off, Ethan R wants to know how Mitch is doing. And then second of all, where can they find you?
He's doing all right. You know, the plant is like over a year old, anyways. I don't know how long plants live, but you know,
Forever.
Really.
Trees die yearly.
They do, exactly. Clear cutting. I don't know. Like it probably needs more sunlight. There's a couple dead leaves, but it's all right. You can find me on RGT85. Yeah, just yeah.
Okay. MVG. Trending gamer of the week. Where can they find you, man?
You can find me on Twitter at Modern Vintage G, YouTube Modern Vintage Gamer. Video coming Monday. Thanks for having me on the show.
Ooh, okay, very cool. OJ, what about you, man?
Yeah, you find me right here on YouTube. Got a pretty big week next week. I'll be honest. Can't say too much, but if you're looking forward to a certain game coming out by the end of the month, you know, you should definitely tune into the channel next week.
Right?
You know, you should definitely tune into the channel next week because I got some pretty cool stuff coming on.
Dude, is that XCOM coverage? Oh my god.
An exclusive Nintendo game coming. So check that out. We're also giving away a copy of Jordan's favorite game on the Switch, Astral Chain. So that's an official giveaway from Nintendo collaboration. So we're giving away a copy of that. So that's
sorry for the winner.
Whoa.
Tony Hawk's not coming out at the end of the month. Go on.
No, Tony Hawk's not coming out. And I stream daily, upload content daily, so check it out. And we got some cool stuff happening. Once again, shout outs to Evan for hooking me up with some cool art. And yeah, we have some really cool changes coming. So thank you guys so much for the support. Everybody, I get so many people from the Spawncast come over and say, "Yo, man, I came over from John's, podcast." So thank you for having me on. I appreciate that.
Then Miss Click.
Me on? Yeah, you can find me here on YouTube as Miss Click Gaming. I will have some new stuff coming out as well. Very excited, like OJ said, very cool stuff coming up. Also, I am live all the time on Twitch at twitch.tv/missclick_live. You can find me there pretty much every day. Yeah, thanks for letting me on.
Cool. And then let's go, Jordan.
Thanks for having me on. You can find me on the internet doing things sometimes when I feel like making things.
Cobra Kai season 3 coming, right? We're on that.
Eventually.
All right.
Has to happen.
Boys season 2? All
right. I will do a rewatch.
No, the
season
when the new
2,
season drops.
The next season.
Yeah. We'll do a
no, yeah.
Video. Oh, yeah.
We'll do a new video. Yeah.
I'll talk the boys when boys play season 2.
Cool. All right, and then what about you, Max? Where can they find you?
YouTube.com/Dreamcast guy. Got some fun stuff coming up this week. A lot of stuff towards the end of the month that I'm very, very, very hyped to talk about. Can't say anything till the 20th though. So next week's going to be fun though. Thanks everybody for supporting my streams. I've been streaming a little bit lately, and huge love from OJ. Huge love from everybody. Lots of advice and tips from people. So thank you all for everybody for everything.
All right, and then Evan.
You can just follow me on Twitter. The link should be below. It's just Kimmerix Project. This week, most likely art streams, and depending on how this person emails me back, it might be a long-term commission piece, so we'll see.
Okay, cool. That's going to do it here for the Spawncast. Thanks, everyone, for stopping by. Thanks to Shamsa at EV445 once again for the very generous donations. I appreciate that. What were you saying, Sean?
Go raid Stupid Eric. I'm putting it in the chat.
Okay. Go right, Eric. All right, very cool. That's going to do it here for us. Spawncast, thanks for joining us. And we'll be back next Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I believe we have Rich Review Tech with us next week. So we'll see you guys then.
Very cool.
It was so good being on his shows. Awesome.